time where evil staring in your face. Yeah. Problem situations, tragedies are commonplace. Persecution running rampant, it makes you wanna lose your faith. Yeah. But please don't be discouraged. Just remember he's the way. Yeah. Let your light shine. Gave us son, so the world gets in him who should believe. Everybody shout! Even from the mountain, even in the valley low. So I'm not ashamed. I'm not ashamed. Can't keep it a secret. Gotta let the whole world know. Listen, I get so excited at the mention of his name. Yeah. Said there's no way that I can hide it. It's written all over my face. So tell me who else would love me after all the wrong I've done. So don't expect me to keep quiet. I'm about to lose control. Yeah.
If you got a little rhythm, move left to right. A new experience, baby, gon' hit your stride. And who walking? I'm walking. Who walking? I'm walking. Who walking? I'm walking. Is you walking? And when the grooves get good, go right to left. Shut up, y'all. We got grab the tread. Now who walking? I'm walking. Is you walking? I'm walking. Then stretch and walk it out like you know your plans you have for me. There's no evil. It's all good things. Lord, I love you. So I will trust you. Here I let my fear die. That's why I'm walking. And my eyes can get
Lord, open up doors. Took me down a path I ain't never been before. Looking at the road, I don't see a lot of space. Guess I gotta drop my load, cause you're picking up the pace. Don't need me to die, be by my side. I get a little anxious, please be my guide. I got my feet shot, I've been prepping for the moment I would get the green light. So if you see me, I'm rolling like feet. Don't fail me now.
Like I am, by faith. Oh Lord, I'm walking. Anybody else going? Yeah, say I am. I'm walking. When my eyes can't get it right, they will be my guide. Oh yeah, I'll follow. When I don't understand, I'll surrender to your plan for me. Grandmama now. I'm a walking. Go ahead, get Papa. I'm a walking. Oh yeah. I'm walking.
This feels old school, don't it? Woo! I just love the way that feels. Feel that beat. Feel that beat. Oh, 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 oh. Feel the beat. 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 I don't know, y'all. I just feel like music today, doesn't it? I don't know. It's thunderstorming like crazy outside. I thought we weren't gonna be able to go live. It's crazy thunderstorm so bad. But yet here we are. Hump Day, April the 2nd. Wednesday, April 2nd, 2025. Already into the second quarter of the last year of the first quarter of the new millennium. Or, I guess technically, already in the second quarter of the second quarter of the new millennium. Let me get that right. Yeah. That's where we are. So, what's up, y'all? Welcome. You made it. You made it this far. You made it this far, and I promise you that, it can only get better from here. Well, I ain't gonna promise you it can only get better from here. It might get a little worse for somebody. Not to cut nobody's hopes and dreams. It might get a little worse, but it gets a little worse many times before it gets better. So even still, the long arc of history, the long arc of the future, just a long arc of time says it's gonna get better either way. So good morning to y'all. Good morning to you and Grand Rising. I hope that y'all are not too thrown off if you're in the Illinois areas, if you're in the Chicago area, from the storms that just rolled through here, because man, that was insane. I thought we weren't gonna be able to go live, honestly, I thought that, so we're a little bit late getting started because everything shut off in the house for a while. So the internet didn't even come back on, and it was just a lot. But here we are. We made it just in the nick of time. So anyways, you are locked in with Zeke live in the morning. I told y'all this is a great way to start your day. Even when it's thunderstorming and all that, music just feels like it's in the air. This is a great way to start your day. So thank y'all so much for locking in. I appreciate all of y'all. As always, please, if you haven't already done so, which I think most people that are here usually have, but somebody's watching it now and they have not, subscribe on YouTube or follow it on Facebook and Instagram. I'm telling y'all, man, it's a great experience over on YouTube. Facebook is there. Instagram, we working on. So good morning to you. Good morning to you. Lock in. Hey, let me give some quick shout outs here. Our girl Abronia, aka Brony Cat, is here. She always tells y'all exactly where you are. She makes sure y'all know you're all lock stars. And you're getting locked and loaded. Oh man, see the intros, they grow every other day. I love it, man. The intros, they just grow every day with it. Let's see here. We got thank you so much, Brony Cat, for always supporting us. We definitely appreciate it. Shout out to our girl Rhonda on the Rock. She was with us yesterday, and I gotta make sure. Matter of fact, let me just do that now while I'm on this. I wonder if y'all are doing this. Where's it at? Where's the banner? Where's the banner? Oh God. Am I tripping? Oh, I'm tripping. It's right in front of my face. Are y'all doing this? The hashtag Rhonda on the Run. The challenge with our girl Rhonda on the Rocks. You know, tag her if you're on Instagram. If you got an Instagram page, please, please, please. This month, the month of April, we're joining in. We're rocking out with Rhonda. We're doing Rhonda on the Run. I'm doing it. I hope some of my other lock stars do it too. But we're just making healthier choices through the month of April. Rhonda talked about that a little bit yesterday. We're just making healthier choices in the month of April. So maybe you're putting some sugar down. Maybe you'll put down the pop. Maybe you'll put down fried foods. I don't know. Maybe you'll set meat down for a while. You know, we used to do this in fast and things in church. But just making healthier choices. I think everyone makes healthy choices, or at least makes New Year's resolutions. I ain't gonna say they make healthy choices, but they make New Year's resolutions, and maybe that first 2 weeks they make healthy choices, but boy, that them leftover Christmas goodies be talking to you, and you just keep on eating, and it's hard to break a habit. It's hard to break healthy choices. You know, maybe it's sleep. Maybe you go to bed at a certain hour, like we talked about yesterday. You know, you're used to going to bed at 1:30 and you got to be up at 6. You know, you're not getting enough sleep. So maybe you're making that choice. You know, just whatever the case is. We're joining this with us. So you want to do this and share what you do on Instagram with at Rhonda on the Rocks. You see the name right there. You see the name right there. Where is it at? Right there. Right there. Rhonda on the Rocks. So you want to tag her, and you want to hashtag that over there. There it is, right there. Rhonda on the Rocks. There you go. You see it right there? Yeah, you want to hashtag that. Rhonda on the Run, with Rhonda on the Rocks. All right, that's all month long. So there's a shameless plug right there. Let's get some more of these hellos that we got. Let's see who else we got saying, hey, my friend Zori. Boy, look, this came across. I was sitting here and I looked up and this came across the bottom of the screen when I'm Walking was playing. I'm gonna let Jason know you said that. You try to figure out what he said. He said, that is crazy. That is crazy. Yo, it's my girl Donna, my sis. What's up? What's up? APC Morgan Park in the house. Hey, what's up, Donna? Welcome. Welcome to all these lock stars. All these lock stars. Show her some love, man. This is one of the strongest singers that don't even know how dope and strong of a singer she is. Maybe she does know it, and she just ain't gonna let us privy to her. She's not gonna let us, you know, just. You got to pay for the talent. I'm just messing. I'm messing. She serves faithfully every Sunday. I love you, and I appreciate everything you do always. She keeps us together over at APC Morgan Park. So y'all can come check us out on a Sunday morning. Let's see here. Let's see. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, look at that. Yo, I got to give a shout out. My Aunt Regina is on here. What's up, Auntie Regina? What's up, man? I love you. You know I love you. I love you so much. Okay, wait. I got to address this one right here. Not the winter hat. Like, yes, the winter hat. I woke up, man. I was just cold. So I don't know if the electricity went off before I got up as well, and the heat didn't kick on. Like, it's running now, so we good. But I was cold, so I had to put on my winter hat. So look here, man. I'm over in, we're in the Chicago area. So I don't know if all of Chicago got hit like this, but the electricity was all gone, man. All the electricity was like out. And so I'm talking like right when it's time to like get live. Like literally when it was time to go live, the electricity decided that it was gonna go out. There was like a big flash of lightning out. I mean, it lit the whole house up. The lightning, because it was so dark. It was so dark. Lightning flash, boom, and you could hear it like it was right over here somewhere. Bow, it hits. Electricity all went out. I'm like, come on, man, I gotta go live. And so we made it though. We made it. So I'm excited about that. Rhonda, you're absolutely welcome as well for that. Yeah, I think that's gonna be good. You know, I think it's gonna be good to do the Rhonda on the Rocks. I'm sorry, Rhonda on the Run with Rhonda on the Rocks. I think it's gonna be a beautiful thing to do that. Many of us need it. This is not the track I'm trying to play. Hold on, y'all. Wait a minute. There we go. That was not the track I was trying to play. It's just like Jesus Christ. It's too early in the morning for all that hippity happity bappity bappity. Jesus. I didn't know what that was. So anyways, there we go. So at any rate, Rhonda on the Run. I think that's going to be an amazing thing to do. And I'm curious to see what my results. Now, I do still have my coffee. But no sugar, no cream. But y'all, I don't know. I don't know if it's the caffeine or if I really just like coffee. Like, I just like coffee. I really do. I like coffee. It's really good. And if and I done veered the conversation somewhere random, but y'all know how we are over here. But you know how you drink coffee and they got all these different flavored creamers. They got all this stuff. Like, I would love coffee because of the creamers, like all the different flavors. I love the coffee flavor that goes with the what's the one I like? What's the one that's popular? The little orange is the same color as Zeke live in the morning. Hazelnut. So like the hazelnut one, I used to love that. French vanilla, I love that one. Put some chocolate in it. I love that. Like I love that kind of stuff with my coffee. And I loved it sweet. I got a sweet tooth. I love my coffee to be sweet. And then we went on this consecration, a 21-day fast. I want to say maybe it was the year 2023. So yeah, like a year and a half ago. Or maybe it was January at the beginning of the year. I don't remember when it was. Church did the thing, the 21-day fast. I decided to participate. I decided to become part of that. And so I went ahead and did it. And I decided, we cut out sugar, I cut out bread, sugar, fried food. So I might have cut out some additional things, but I cut all that stuff out. And, I still wanted to drink my coffee. So I kept drinking coffee and I would not put creamer or sugar in it. And, I was saying this yesterday with Rhonda, like legitimately, man, I did not know that creamer carried so much sugar. I guess it never dawned on me because we put cream and sugar. So in my head, it's just milk. It's just flavored milk. No, man, that stuff has got so much sugar in it. Like literally, when you use creamer, you don't even need to use sugar, especially if you're using those flavored creamers. You better check the sugar content that's going in, because I think we drink so many of our sugars. Like we drink so much of it. You know what I mean? So yeah. I'm saying all that to say, I cut the sugar and the creamer out, and it turned out to be really good. And I found out coffee has a flavor, man. Like to me, it didn't matter if you had gas station coffee, Starbucks coffee, or I don't know, something, the stuff that came from Folgers, or if you went to Dollar Tree and got the little yellow bag. It's not even a bag, it's like a vacuum sealed package brick of coffee. If you ain't never had to live off Dollar Tree for a little while, you probably don't even know what I'm talking about. There was a minute during the pandemic we was living off Dollar Tree, man. So we was drinking that coffee. But when you fill it up with a bunch of flavored creamers, it don't matter. So in my head, I can't justify paying $25 for a Starbucks coffee, but I can go to Dollar Tree and get a whole box, a whole brick for $1.25, and it all tastes the same. But I wasn't tasting the coffee, I was tasting the creamer and all that sweetness, that sugar. And when I decided to cut it out, then I realized that brick of coffee from Dollar Tree is horrible. Starbucks ain't my favorite. I like Dunkin' better. I started just trying the different coffees, like different brands. I like Javalia. It's a good brand. I really like that coffee, so I get it pretty often. Walmart got actually some decent brands, believe it or not. Yeah. But I'm saying, if you like coffee, Zori says it's an acquired taste. See, coffee, it's definitely acquired. I didn't always like it. When I was younger, I got asthma. I was gonna say when I was younger, I had asthma. I still have asthma. It's not as active as it was when I was a kid. But one of the things they would give us is coffee, like black coffee, like black coffee. I guess it's something about the caffeine. I don't know. But when I was a little bitty kid, so I had a deep hatred for coffee because I had to drink it when I had asthma. If I was in the middle of an attack, I didn't have my inhaler with me or something like that. I remember doing that at school a couple times. Teachers would take me into the teacher's lounge and give me some coffee. That was the doctor told them to do. So here we are. Let's see here. Most flavored creamers come unsweetened. Not the ones I was buying. They had so much sugar content in them. I looked on the back. The added sugars. So much sugar. I forgot what the numbers was, but that's the only reason I cut it out, because I saw it had sugar and I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and be true to it. I won't put no creamer in it just because it has sugar. This is how I found out a lot of food products actually have sugar. This is actually how I found it out. When I cut sugar out like that, oh my God, I was finding sugar in everything. Like added sugars was in like my favorite yogurt. It was in my favorite crackers, bro. I love wheat thins. I can eat them all day. Why is there added sugar in wheat thins? Like, God, I was so mad about that. Drink some coffee to my trauma. I really cut out sugar, and I don't know what it was. I don't remember when it was, but I know we were doing it. And some point in there, I was really craving some wheat thins, like really craving some. You know, sometimes you go through these cravings. I think I might be pregnant. You know, sometimes you crave certain things, and I was craving some wheat thins, man. I go, and I'm being true. I'm reading the back of boxes. Added sugars was like 5 grams or something like that. I was just there like, why? So we have an addiction to sugar. So I don't know. You know, I think I might have curbed some of that addiction in some places, but man, that thing creeps up on me because I'll still clear a dozen donuts by myself in a single sitting. And y'all think I'm kidding? I can do it. I promise. Yeah. Let's see here. Oh, wait. Let's see here. Larry Jones has different flavors of coffee that was inspired from his Stock Up with Larry podcast. Oh, okay. I have to check that out. Larry Jones. Thanks for the plug. Yeah, I'm going to check that out. Larry Jones. You know. But, okay, so these Starbucks type people. Yeah, so price of coffee has definitely gone up. There was, what? Was it the Chavalia I just bought? I think I remember being in there and being like, this used to only cost... No. It was. I think I paid maybe $10 for the coffee I have. The one just the little pack. I don't know what it is, like how much, what the weight is, but just that regular thing. And so, nonetheless, I bought that and I paid like 10 something for it. And I was just like, yo, this used to be $7. Yeah. So there's that. Or how about this? Okay. Speaking of prices going up, I was in Kankakee at Yanaki's. I was talking about Yanaki's hot dog stand with the chili dogs and the root beer float and JR's macaroni salad and all that. So I'm down there. That used to be, I kid you not, a thing of macaroni salad from JR's, and I would get always the big thing. That tub, like it's not a tub, but it's just, I think it's a quart is the size of it. And it used to cost like $4 or $5 for it. Man, that thing was $14 this time when I went there. The Yanaki's, the little hot dogs, they used to be like $1.50. Them joints cost like $3 a pop now for a hot dog, a red hot. Man, almost $40 for what used to cost me, let's say, for almost $40 for what used to cost me, because I have my parents. So what would have used to cost me maybe $20 cost over $40 the other day. So prices are going up, y'all. And they don't show no signs of coming down. Matter of fact, have y'all seen this? I fell back asleep and then the power went out. I was trying to chase the story about what's going on today. I've not been watching a whole lot of news, and y'all know me, I'm usually much more informed. But for my own mental health, talking about stepping back, the mental health and not watching the news all the time. And before I even say that, yes, sugar is more addicting than cocaine, and all of us Americans are on the stuff. Like, I ain't gonna say all of us, but 99.9999% of us, in some way or another, are addicted to the stuff. Yeah, so we got to, that's why we're doing the Rhonda on the Run. I'm gonna put it up there one more time. That's why we're doing Rhonda on the Run with Rhonda on the Rocks. We're making healthier choices this month. Yeah, so I was trying to track this story. I'm usually more informed, and I haven't really been up on the news because, it's too much going on. I ain't got time for that. So, and it's not a good way to start your day, and it's not even a good way to end the night. So try to find times, at least that's what I've been doing, try to find times in the middle of the day to just maybe lock into the news. Well, I tune into the news, lock in with Zeke Live. Tune into the news and just, be abreast of what's going on, see what's going on, or read some articles and things that catch up. But man, this tariff situation, I've not enough information. I was trying to track it this morning before the electricity went out, but I think those tariffs go into play today. Somebody help me with that. I believe the tariffs go into play today. Now, I would look that up on my phone, but here's another secret about Zeke Locke. He never knows where his phone is. I have no idea where my phone is. And literally, I have no idea where my phone is. I just know it's about to die. That's all I know, because I've been trying to put it on the charger. So there's that. We'll figure that out before I leave the house. But just trying to track what's going on with these tariffs and with what that's going to do to prices even more. And I guess really for me, I'm just more concerned about the little guy, man. I'm concerned about the little man. I'm concerned about the person who already can't afford. They already can't afford groceries. They already can't afford. I remember growing up, and my mom would go to the grocery store and she would complain the whole time. She would complain about this used to cost this, and that used to cost that. This used to cost that, and that used to cost this. Like, she used to be complaining, like, man, eggs used to be 79 cents a dozen. Little stuff like that. Eggs are $1.05. What is that? And now look at us, $5 and $6 in for a dozen eggs. Prices we thought we'd never see. And it's difficult. Like, I find myself just like that, just like my mom at the grocery store. And every time I go, I feel like I got robbed, man. I feel like I got robbed. I'm talking Aldi's and Walmart. Feeling like I got robbed because I'll walk out with 4 or 5 bags and I spent $200. Like, and I gotta go back next week or a week after and do the same thing. The little guy is the one that's gonna really lose out on this. And so I really hope and pray. I don't care what your political side is. I don't care what your spiritual side is. I don't care none of that. I just, I think everyone deserves to live. I think everyone deserves to live comfortably. Everyone deserves to live in power and victory, and this is one way that's oppressive. And so, right now we just pray and hope that nobody, at least none of the Lock stars at least, are struggling too bad. I know many of us are struggling, and I'm not trying to, to lean into struggle and everything's bad and everything. I'm not trying to lean into that. We don't do that over here. No. We're on a rocket ship going up. But on that rocket ship up, you got to identify some of those things that really do, pull you back or hold you back. And that's why we're talking about mental health and trauma awareness and all that stuff this month. That's why we're talking, and community advocacy. That's why we're talking about that stuff this month. Because, when you're in a situation where, your finances, right? Like, and not finances because you went out and bought yourself a new Benz and because you got the freshest Jordans on. Not struggling financially for that reason. struggling financially because you still wearing the same clothes you had from 32 years ago, and you had these shoes for 10 years. You ain't been able to treat yourself to a new outfit in a while, and yet you struggling. Now you just got your head above water, to be able to do stuff, and now you struggling even to pay for the groceries, even to afford the groceries. And it was all, you just got your head above water. You just got the raise that was necessary. And then eggs shot up. And then, tariffs get hit. And now those prices shoot up. Like all of this stuff that weighs at you. And you talk about thriving and you just struggling to survive. Like, I'm hoping that we're all coming up with a plan. Y'all remember my cousin Jerry Thompson when he was on the episode, and he told us like in times like this, you got to have a plan. And so, part of the mental health challenge is to put some barriers and some borders in place, to help us from, I guess, getting hit with too many life-altering surprises. Tariffs, prices shooting up, things like that. A lot of times we're really fearful because we just don't have a plan. So we walk into the unknown. My dad said that the other day, if you remember. A lot of the fear comes from walking into the unknown. But if you got a plan, it makes the unknown a little bit more bearable. And so, we love to say the Lord won't put more on us than we can bear. And you won't find that in scripture worded like that. But maybe there's an argument to be made that oftentimes if there's more on us than we can bear, there is always a way of escape. And so, a plan could be a way of escape, like out of that struggle. So, check that out. Just a little thought for the day. Charlie, what's up? That's my homie. He always got the freshest hats on. Y'all, like, Charlie, what hat you got on today? He always got the dopest brim hat, like, every Sunday. Like, I love it, man. And then there's Mama JP. JP Ride Out. That's Eric's mama. Y'all know we always show her all the love we can. All the love we can. So, yeah, y'all. That, I wanted to shout those two out. But I also wanted to, just make us aware that there are some things that we can probably do that will, for putting plans and things together, some things like that will definitely help us take better control of our own mental health, that help us sleep better at night. I tell y'all what, we can get into this when we come back. We're going to take a quick break, but we can get into this conversation, sleeping at night and what that does to the mental, and I'll be vulnerable. I'll put myself on the line on today and just tell y'all how bad I am at it. But I even got called out by my pastor last night on the live. And then watch this. Fell asleep while watching the live. Woke up, YouTube was just playing random stuff like on my TV in the middle of the night, crashing out because crashing out means something different now, but passing out because you haven't slept. Let's talk about that when we get back. Give a big shout out to JR, our friend Willie Jordan. I did not reach out to you, JR. I get off of here and I'll be forgetting stuff. So if I don't call you today, call me. All right, y'all. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna play myself because I was watching this. I'm starting to play more of stuff that I've done before, y'all. So y'all bear with me. But I'm gonna play this one. I was live in Sacramento back in 2019, right before. No, I'm sorry. Was that 2019? That was not 2019. That was 2021. That was in the pandemic. Yeah. So in the pandemic. I got to go to Sacramento. It was right after I signed, and we got this song called "Your Kingdom," and we do it at my church sometimes as well. And I don't know, I came across this. I forgot I even had this, and I was looking for something else and came across this. I said I'm gonna play it on the show. So y'all check this out. Yeah, JR. Y'all check this out. Tell me what you think. This is a live performance, so it's not like a studio version, but it's fun. I'm not describing nothing else. Have a little praise and worship.
Time, Kingdom citizens, where you at? I gotta hear you singing back to me. I got these in-ears in, so I gotta hear you. Young people, let's see the young people. Bring it on down right. Young people, drop where you at? Young people, where you at? Clap your hands, clap your hands. Bring it in. Yeah. There you go, yeah. There we go. Oh, I'm feeling it now. There we go, yeah. I'm feeling a little better now. Here's your part. One more time, say, your kingdom, your glory, it's yours, not my own. All power is given. Y'all got it to Jesus. He alone. Now y'all got it now. Come on. I need y'all, Sacramento, to make some noise to the glory of the King. Here we go. 1, 2. Everybody clap, yo. All right, it's call and response. Repeat this. Say, righteousness that I can't ignore.
Righteousness that I can't ignore.
Peace beyond what I understand.
Peace beyond what I understand.
Give me joy that I can't explain.
Give me joy that I can't explain.
In your spirit, in your hand.
In your spirit, in
Let's
your
rock to
hand.
righteousness that I can't ignore.
Righteousness
I hear y'all, yeah. Say peace beyond what I understand.
Peace beyond what I
Yeah.
understand.
Give me joy that I can't explain. Yeah.
Give me joy that
That's your
I
prayer
can't
today, your prayer. In your spirit, in your hand.
explain.
Here's your part. Say your kingdom.
Your kingdom,
Yeah. Your glory.
your
Hey,
glory
it's yours,
is yours,
not my own.
my own.
And all power
All power
is given.
is given
Yeah. To Jesus.
to Jesus.
He alone. Let's do it again. Say, righteousness that I can't ignore. Say,
Righteousness that I can't
hey,
ignore.
peace beyond what I understand.
Peace beyond what I understand.
Say, give me joy that I can't explain. Yeah.
Give me joy that I
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
explain.
yeah, yeah. In your spirit, in your hand. Real loud, real loud. Who's it? Your kingdom.
Your kingdom,
Oh God, your glory.
your glory
Who's it? It's yours,
is yours,
not my own.
not my own.
Wait, say, all power, power is given to Jesus.
To Jesus,
He alone. Come on, say, you conquered the grave. You believe it? Jesus conquered the grave. And all power is given to Jesus. He alone. Come on, say it again. Your kingdom, God, your glory. Let's say, God is yours, not my own. And all power is given to Jesus. He alone. Let's tell the gospel, say, you conquered the grave. Do you believe he conquered the grave? When all power is given to Jesus. Shout out, say, he alive. Say, you conquered the grave. Jesus conquered the grave. He went down on one day, but he didn't stay there. He climbed back up, conquered the grave. And look, with all power, say, all power, say, all power, hey, all power is given. Y'all got it to Jesus. Say, he alone. There you go. Say, and I know. No. Let me hear y'all say that. Only if you really believe it. If you believe it. And I know. I know. Declare it. Say. Every hand up. Say, your kingdom. Come on. Your glory. It's yours. Not my own. And all power is given to Jesus. He alone. Last one. And I know. No. Kingdom citizens, give God some more praise. All right, let's get real crazy really real quick.
Oh, snap. That was me. Guess what I found during the break? My phone. I found it in the other bathroom. I don't even remember using that bathroom. But now that I think about it, I did. So I guess I set it on the sink. There you go. Found my phone. Nobody panic. Everybody, it's okay. I found my phone. Okay. Y'all, man, check it out. Check it out. That was me. That was me. Zeke, Locke'd, the new experience. I was actually just with 3 people. Side note, I was looking at the replay yesterday, and I realized I do this a lot. Y'all, I got this long mustache, and it be like rolling up, and random little hairs be just like tickling and poking me in the cheek and the nose. So I be trying to like push it down. So if I look like I do that a lot, that's what's going on. I'm just walking out. That's how crackheads be, not crackheads, cocaine heads. That's how they be looking. They always walk around doing it. I was looking at the replay from yesterday. I was like, I look like a coke addict. I'm just doing this constantly. This doggone mustache. But I don't want to cut it. I don't want to trim it just yet. I really want to just see what happens. I'm gonna go a little while longer. I'm curious to see what happens with it. But anyway, so that was me. We were live in Sacramento, and so that was there was like 3 of us. There was 4 of us all together. There was Lauren was there, Lauren Spraggins, Nashawn Williams, aka Bella, and then my little bro Jason Jones. Yeah, so we were all together on that one, and so it was a good time. There go the Coke move. Coke move. Imagine looking like a cokehead and ain't even had no coke. That's let me stop before they mute me. Y'all, it gets too immature around here. Oh, Rhonda. Oh, look at that. Thank you so much. Yeah, yeah, it takes me a lot nowadays. I won't say it takes me a lot to get up and do music. It doesn't take a lot. I'm back at it. Thanks, JR. Oh, man. Oh, that's wrong comment. Rondo was laughing at the go get things. Thank you so much. He said play some house music. Yeah. That's what I need to do. I need to load up some house. Maybe we'll start doing that, next week. And I take suggestions as well, y'all, Now, okay, well, I ain't gonna say that because I think I got the reset now. I won't tell you all that far. But if you got any artists, any favorite artists, and as we interview folks tomorrow, we got Tara Jones on with us, and we'll get a chance to hear from her. But if you got any artists or anyone, especially independent artists, who, that you want people to hear what they got, just let me know. Shoot it to me or put it in the comments or a suggestion or something like that, and we'll look it up and we'll play it. We've been just, I took the 5 stair steps at Soul Train right off YouTube. I was like, bump that. I'm playing that on the show, and I'm playing it later on today. One of my favorite songs all time is that the 5 stair steps. Ooh Ooh Child is one of my favorite songs. Like, I love that song. And the original version. Everybody has a remake. Like, all these people got remakes of it, and as they should. But, because it's that dope of a song. But the original, man, is dope. So I came across that the other day. That's why I played it yesterday. And I will be playing it again today. So YouTube, please don't cut please don't cut our stuff, YouTubes. Please don't cut our stuff. Someone asked the question over on Instagram. Yo, first of all, what's up? Instagram, we don't get a chance to really see the Instagram people. We got to do special check-ins with them. No, that song is not on Spotify. It's actually going to be recorded with another situation, but it's still my song. So we still perform it, and we performed it, and we'll probably have another version out there. Y'all know I'm working on a project, and so that's probably a good segue. Matter of fact, I'm going to play one of the tracks off of the project that's being worked on in submission stages and all that right now. I'm just going to play that track in the background. I'm playing in the background. Some of these tracks I'll be playing actually go to the project that we're working on now. So some of the tracks that we play in the background, that's what they are. Like this one right here. Let me turn it up just a little bit. Let's see. Like, there's actually music to this. There's actually lyrics to this. Yeah. There's actually lyrics to this. But, what it takes, and I said, we'll talk about this a little bit. What it takes, like, anyone who's ever done anything, like in performance spaces, music, if you've ever choreographed, if you written songs, if you produce tracks, you know, you compose, whatever. Like, I'll even extend it this far. Authors, podcasters, bit my tongue. Podcasters, people who just do stuff that require you to perform. And by perform, you know, because church people, you don't know how church folks get. You say perform, they'll be like, we're not here for show or fashion. We're not here for form or fashion or for show. Listen, anytime you got to get in front of people, there's a performance aspect that goes to it. There's a skill. And to perform means to simply be able to do it, to accomplish that task, if you will, like effectively. And so when you're in front of people, what's the impact and the effect that you're trying to make? And so when it comes to doing that kind of stuff, I'm just making a mess in here. Lord Jesus, y'all didn't see coffee just spilled everywhere. The top ain't on. Tear my computer up. My God. But when you're in those spaces where you have to perform and you're in front of people, you want it to be right. You want it to look good. You want it to sound good. You want it to be, you want it to be something that people can receive. You want it to be something, you put all this work into it. You know, you got a podcast going like Rhonda on the Rocks, or you got a project that you're working on, a project of songs, or a piece of art that you've drawn or sculpted. You ain't doing that so that folks can just passively look at it. You want folks to have the same kind of energy and passion that you put into it. And so you put even more into it. And what ends up happening for a lot of us, that means we miss a lot of sleep, because it seems like when everything is calm, when everything is settled, when the day is settled, because even if like nobody's at your house, like think about this, in the middle of the day, no one is at your house, but there's an energy that comes just, I believe, from the sunlight even just shining. When that sunlight is shining, that's energy that's going in. Like the birds outside chirping and squirrels moving around and, you know, all of that. That's noise. That's energy that's moving. When you think of the cars that are driving up and down the block, you know, even if it's just a car here and a car there, there's a lot more of them than you would have at nighttime. That's sound, that's energy. The TV might be on, and daytime TV is a whole lot different than primetime TV. It's in your face, it's bright, it's loud, it's all of that. And so, you know, when all of that energy is going on, it's very overstimulating. It's sometimes hard to just get in your bag and just be creative and just get lost, because all these other, you know, things are around you. So what ends up happening, by the time you really start to get lost in it and just really get into it, it's usually like late at night, especially if you got like a job or something, because you done worked through the day, right? So, you know, you wake up in the morning, all that's going on. Even if you're at home and, you know, you're not out and about, all that other energy is still going on. But especially if you've worked the job, you get home, you got to take care of the things you take care of. And so you might sit down to create and put things together. You know, let's call it 7:30, 8 o'clock. Well, by the time you really get into it, because, you know, when you really one of these people who create, you know, it's nothing to get lost in that for 7, 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours. You think I'm lying? Deal with somebody who produces music. I can speak for their standpoint for sure. Deal with somebody who's making tracks and making beats. That you might not see them for 9 or 10 hours when they really into it. Like, you know, good. That's why we sit up and get fat, because we sitting up eating whatever chips and fast foods and things we can grab. I ain't got time to stop and like I'm in the middle of creating this, and you know, so in the nighttime all that stuff settles down, and like all that stimulation settles down. Anybody that's in the house is laid down asleep. The lights are a little bit dimmer. The sun isn't shining in. Cars ain't moving as much. The animals are asleep. Like at nighttime, it's calm. It's quiet. You start to get a little bit more lost in your sleep. In your thoughts. You get a little bit more lost in your thoughts. But you know what ends up happening from getting lost in your thoughts, and you're still up exerting energy, right? You're still creating, you're still doing stuff. And then you find yourself falling asleep when you finally have to just crash. You know, if you're like me, that might be 4 or 5 in the morning. And y'all think I'm kidding, but it's many times, even with this, you know, especially the beginning stages of this, that I didn't go to bed till 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. And then, you know, like, just trying to get things set, you know, learning lessons along the way. I remember that one You know, when I was like, oh, when I first found out that you can preset the show, I preset the show and then I turned my computer off. Right, I stayed up till y'all might remember this episode. It's been a couple weeks now, but I stayed up till like 5:30 or 5:45 or something like that in the morning. I shut my computer. I didn't shut it down, but I just closed the top on the laptop. Just closed it, you know, just to let it rest, so the fans weren't going and all that before coming back in here. The show was preset, so I was okay. So I came through, you know, I came through right on time, like right on time to start it, right on time because it was set. All I had to do was hit go live, turn it on, learned a hard lesson in the midst of that. So I stayed up for nothing. Like, don't even get me started on those times. Just stay up and then realize it was all in vain. You know, if you're a music producer, you might have stayed up all night mixing that song, and then you finally crash, go to sleep, wake up the next morning, you get in the car to listen to it in your speakers, and you be like, what is this boo-boo that I've created? Like, it don't sound nothing like what it sounded like, you know, because these, you know, like I said, I learned when I was doing the live cast. I learned that you can't preset the show, but I stayed up all night presetting that show, but, and, you know, then I had to rush to hurry up and try to figure out how to get it going in a decent amount of time. Like, man, you pour so much out. You pour so much into it. And I think it's really, really important, though, that we take some time back. We take a step back and just acknowledge how important sleep is. And don't just acknowledge it, because people will tell you this stuff all the time. You can't just acknowledge it. You got to actually do the work. I guess that sounds like a bit of an oxymoron when you say you got to do the work to go to sleep. No, but you know, that's such a buzzword. Do the work. No, just go to bed. Like, you know, like turn stuff off. And I think that's one of the things that as we do this month with our sister Rhonda on the Rocks, I think that as we do this month with her, this is gonna be one of the things that I'm really gonna do. You know, tonight I got my last acting class, and then, you know, I've got some other things. I think we got a thing tomorrow night at church. But I'm going to make a really good effort, like through this month, to get myself a good sleep time. I think that, and there's research, I guess, to even support this. So, you know, as I got into 2022, I had burned out. Like, I had put so much energy, so much pressure on myself, so much creatively, so much into creation. I had done so much of that by the time I got to 2022, with all the things that piled up in that time, you know, I found myself depressed and suicidal. Now, what I wonder now, you know, as I start to unravel how I got there in the first place, I've been unraveling that for the past 3 years now. You know, like for the past 2 years, I'll say, like trying to unravel that to, like, you know, not to relive it, but to try to understand, how do we get there in the first place? How did this happen to begin with? And, you know, as I try to unravel that, and as I try to really understand that so I can avoid those pitfalls again, as I do that, one of the things I realize is that I just don't sleep. And even with realizing that, I still find myself in that. So, you know, I'm curious to know, I'll throw it back to you all. When are you all sleeping? When are you all, like, are you all getting good sleep habits? And, you know, even if you don't want to answer it here, I would at least put the challenge out there for you to just think, you know, to just think about it and really do a survey with yourself to see how much sleep you actually, you know, you're actually getting. And is that really having an impact on your overall fitness? Is it having an impact on your overall mental health? Like I said, I wonder how much of a lack of sleep played into where I was in 2022. I really just wonder how much of a lack of sleep played into that. You know, again, I'm unraveling it, and there's no way to get any real empirical data. I can just look at what the studies and what they say and find out from there. But let's ask ChatGPT. Let's see here. How much sleep does the average adult need? Let's see what ChatGPT says about this. Gotta send it off. There we go. Let's see how much sleep the average adult actually needs. And you know, I use ChatGPT a lot. So if y'all not using ChatGPT, I am a strong advocate for it. Yeah. Let's see. The average adult needs 7 to 9 hours of sleep per night, per night, for optimal health and functioning, according to most sleep experts, including the National Sleep Foundation and the CDC. That said, individual sleep needs can vary a bit. Some people feel fully rested with just under 7 hours. Now that's my problem, because I also question even that. Like, some people feel fully rested, and yeah, obviously our bodies are different, but some of us feel fully rested on 3.5 hours. Like, and that was me. And here's the thing, I'm not really fully rested, and only it takes time to really prove that. But I think I just learned how to function. That's almost like learning to live with a trauma. It becomes normalized. I normalized getting no sleep, so getting 4 hours of sleep is like wonderful. So to this day, as long as I'm in bed by 4 o'clock, then I feel like I can wake up in time for, you know, and be all right. That's a problem. That's a real problem. And I know I ain't the only one. Let's see here. This is also true. Yeah. Suggested sleep goals according to age groups. Now here's the thing. Yeah, you can definitely track this stuff on your phone. And I'm tracking a set of messages that you sent here, Brony Cat. Yeah, you can set your phone. So my phone automatically goes into DND, do not disturb, at 10 p.m. and I've never reset that. From 10 to 7, it's automatically in do not disturb. And a lot of times I'm in do not disturb mode, you know, because I'm maybe listening to music back, and you know, people calling or texting messes that up. So, you know, I'm in do not disturb a lot, but I'm still like on it. I'm still on the phone. I still got music playing. I still got stuff going. I'm still working. You know, I see what you said there, Rhonda. I know 7 to 9, maybe 5 to 7. That's good to me. 5 to 7 hours. That's, man, you doing good. I'm not getting that. I'm putting myself on the line here, y'all. I'm not getting that kind of sleep. And you know, I see it, because I go back and I watch like the morning cast, and you know, yesterday I even made a joke about it. Not a joke, but I just kind of laughingly brought it up, that you know, you catch me from 7:30, that 7:30 to about 8 o'clock hour is a little bit rough, man. You can see it. You can see it in my eyes. You can hear it in my voice. You can, you know, I can remember what it feels like before I had that cup of coffee. Like, I can remember that. But the other side of it is, I also know that I didn't get straight to sleep last night. That's, you know, and that's every single day. And so when you just got a life and a habit of not sleeping, I told y'all last night, my pastor said, Zeke, Locke'd, you need to get somewhere and take a nap. He told me that last night. He said it, and I'm like, I can't do it. And then I'm watching and legitimately fell straight to sleep. Yeah, there you go, Rhonda. That's accountability. That's why we're doing this together. That's why we're doing this together. Y'all need some accountability partners. I hope, and to that effect, I do kind of hope that y'all at least have had a chance to meet each other. You know, I want to create some avenues where we can all meet each other. And so I'm hoping that we can get some of those kinds of things, pieced together, when we can meet each other. And because when it comes to doing different challenges like this right here, where's that banner one more time? When it comes to doing different challenges like this, they're best done in community, as opposed to trying to do it by yourself. Somebody to push you, to hold you accountable. But when you feel like you're holding somebody else accountable, you in turn also end up, you know, trying to live up to what you're holding somebody else up to. So iron truly ends up sharpening iron. And so, you know, because if iron is sharpening iron, you know, usually you can sharpen it on stone or something. But if iron is sharpening iron, then both things are getting sharpened. So even the one sharpening is getting sharpened while it's sharpening. And while someone is sharpening you, you're getting sharpened while they get sharpened. So it's just a constant sharpening. And so these kinds of things are best done in community to hold each other accountable. And so I love to create some different opportunities. We've been kind of talking through some stuff that we can do. Things from like a bonfire to what else? Like dinner, a restaurant, like events. We're talking through some different stuff, and you'll hear some different things coming out as we go through the month of April. But I want to do this, and I'm going to take one more break. In the month of April, we have a sponsor. Now, why would I close that? My goofy self. There we go. Why would I close that? All right. There we go. All right, there we go. LAH Entertainment and Arts. Y'all, I said it today. I said LAH. I didn't say LAH. LAH Entertainment and Arts. The replay will definitely reveal that to me. LAH, Leticia A. Holmes. Entertainment and Arts. It's a production company whose owner, Leticia Cookie Holmes, produces books, stage plays, movies, and music. This year there's a Christmas movie that's coming out, and so we've been talking a little bit about that. We've been talking about that, A Christmas Prayer. That movie is coming out, and it's got actors like Tim Reed and what's Julia Roberts' brother name? Eric Roberts. Tim Reed, Rashawn Holmes, NBA star Rashawn Holmes is in there. So y'all know, and then even our own past star Richard Holmes. He's Richard Holmes Jr. He's in there. So this movie, listen, I'm really interested in how people make movies, those movie making processes, and I know we got a lot of people who are interested in that kind of stuff as well. So it is such a it's such a blessing. I'm gonna say it like that. It's such a blessing to be able to have these kinds of connections. And so LAH Entertainment took care, LAH Entertainment and Arts, we'll call them by the right name. They took care of our expenses for StreamYard and all that stuff this month. And I told y'all this month we're working on making sure to get our structures together. We're vulnerable. We keep it real over here. We started this thing, didn't know what it could be until we started doing it. We started seeing it and started planning it. And you know what? As a matter of fact, because I see that he is actually logged up. This is what we're gonna do. Yeah, when we later on in a little bit here, we're gonna have past star, Lock Stars. We're gonna have past star Be Rich come on with us, and I think we'll dive a little bit into that conversation because we talk about mental health, we talk about all that stuff, and again today I'm just putting myself out there like we talked about sleep. I am going to have a conversation with Rich Holmes on live, and we'll just talk through some different stuff so you can what it is to start something, whether that be a business, whether that be something that you're passionate about. Today I want to say what that is to start something and really try to set it up. And this is going to pick up a little bit of the conversation from Jerry Thompson, but to get something going, because we're talking about mental health, and I don't think oftentimes we realize two things: sleep and financial wellness play horribly into our mental health when they're not taken care of properly. And we rest better and do better when those things are taken care of properly. So for a lot of us, the stress is over financial things. For some of us, the stress is over wanting to get something going, something that we're passionate about. We've been talking about that. We lose a lot of sleep, but the other thing we lose a lot of is money, because it costs to do this stuff. StreamYard, I told y'all, cost me about $35 a week. 35 and some change, I think, a week. Not per month, per week. That's how much it costs. But that's an expense in order to do this. When I look at the stuff that I used for when I'm producing music, like all that stuff is on subscription basis, and the stuff that's not is exuberantly expensive, right? So you gotta spend a lot of money. Well, where you gonna get that money from? You can't get lost all day just making music or just setting your pot. You got to go to work to make the money to even pay for it. So that stress over money, that lack of sleep, those two things a lot of times go hand in hand. And I think maybe I'm talking specifically right now to those of us who really have some big goals, big dreams, big plans. So I'm letting you know that we're going to have a little bit of a conversation, because Rich he's my business manager. He's more than my co-host, more than my friend. He's my business manager. That's why he's here. And so I want to dive a little bit into that conversation. He's a business manager, a pastor. He's all the things. And I want to dive a bit into that so that y'all can hear some of the things in the ways that we've been kind of talking it out. Not so much in the principle of the thing itself, but so that we can talk about the steps of the structure, that it takes. Because like I said, we started this podcast, and then I'm gonna go to a break in a second here, but we started this live cast, and it was just me going live because I thought it was the most consistent thing I could do to stay on social media. And so I go live every morning. It's a good time to get me up and to do all of that, but I didn't have a real structure in mind when I dived into it. But here's the thing, I still dived into it, and somebody might need to hear that today. It's okay to dive in. You've got enough knowledge base. Now, if you don't know what you're doing, don't dive in. I would not advise. That's why I said this is biased conversation, because if you still learning how to swim, you better not jump in the water. If you still learning how to flap your wings, you best not jump off that cliff. If you better know. But for many of us, we know, what I'm saying? We know what we're good at. We know what we have in our hands. And so I'm going to take this break real quick, and that's what we're going to veer the conversation to today. And then we're going to have Pastor Rich Holmes on today, and we're going to let him kind of help us through some stuff, because he's been on also a sermon series with that, talking about, they're talking about financial wellness, financial success. And oftentimes we think of that, especially when it comes to a church pulpit, as just, if I just give a little more, God just gonna bless down from heaven. And we oftentimes overlook real practical steps and plans and other stuff like that. A lot of unsaved people, unchurched people, non-Christian people, non-religious people who are very successful financially. So there must be something else going on in the equation, and we acknowledge that over here. And so we're gonna talk to Pastor Rich Holmes about what they've been teaching with that, and just again, being vulnerable from our standpoint and from our side of the equation. So yeah. Hopefully that's helpful. So again, I'm going to go to this break. But again, what thing do you have that you're working on? What thing do you have that you're working on that is taking up all your time? That is, you wake up in the morning and it's the only thing you can think of. You go to bed at night, you think about it, you missing sleep, you pouring money all into it, so you're losing money. What thing is that has turned out to look like almost a financial bust, a sleep depriving adventure? What things have you dived into? And when you really look at it, and let's be honest, because I'm sitting here talking about how much sleep I'm missing, how much money I'm spending, but let me tell you one thing, I would gladly continue to do so. So if that's the case, I would gladly continue to spend that money, lose that sleep. Why? Because I love what I do. It's a part of who I am. What I do is an extension of who I am. So to all of us who have figured out a bit of who we are, and that informs what we do, if you like me, I know I done lost a lot of sleep, I done lost a lot of money, but I done lost a lot of time, I done been burned a few times, I done went all the way down to the suicidal, I done went all the way down to that, but I got back up swinging, I got back up fighting, I got back up ready to do more. It couldn't knock me down. This is who I am. For those people, and all of us got something like that in us somewhere. What is that for you? And we're going to go to this break, but I'm asking you, what is that for you? What do you have in that capacity? Because we're going to talk some, just a little bit of conversation around, ways that, if you're going to spend the money, you might as well spend it and be able to make it back. If you go, there ain't no sense in believing that what God gave you is meant to stress you out. There may be some stresses with it, but it ain't meant to stress you out. And so, maybe this is for you, maybe not. Maybe you've got some good practical tips, but I do want to dive the conversation into that. But we're going to go to a break. And before we do that, let me say what's up to our girl, Jamaica Lachey. And look at this, Dr. Deidre Allison. Man, love you. man, gotta say what's up to these people because these people support us and we love y'all. We love y'all as much as y'all love us. All you fellow lock stars, I love all of y'all. I really do. We're gonna come back in a little bit. I'm gonna go and refill my coffee cup. I told y'all I gotta get through that first cup of coffee. Once I do that, then I'm a little bit better for the rest of the show. So I think I made it to 8:30 without feeling like I was gonna pass out. So shout out to that. This is what I'm gonna do because if my wife is on, until she's in the hospital, I told y'all, oh, we love you too. I told y'all, as long as my wife is in the hospital, I'm playing this song every day till she gets out. So hopefully she gets out today. So I'm playing this song every day till she gets out. It's me again. Yeah, me on my show. That's go figure. Go imagine. Yeah. And then we'll play a little bit later on. I want to play our girl, Jamaica Lachey. But I'm going to play this one right here in this hour. It's Green Light. I'm going to play that. Because my wife is in the hospital. So I'm playing it for her. Oh, there it is. All right. Y'all take a quick break. Get you some coffee. Let the music play in the background. Get you some coffee. Get you some notes and paper and all that kind of stuff like that. And, get your thinking cap on or at least, turn your radio up real loud because we're going to have a good conversation and we're going to figure out how to win this year. While we're eating clearer, while we're thinking clearer, we're going to figure out how to win financially as well this year. At least I'm going to figure out how to do it for me. But now it's up to you to figure out if you're going to do it for you. But I'm going to do it for me because I ain't going to be stressed and struggling all the rest of this year. Here we go. Green Light, Zeke Locke'd, the New Experience. One more from. Can I get a green light? I want everything you promised me, Lord. Sometimes it seems like it's taking way too long. Trying to decide. Should I stay? Should I move on? Wanna be right? So I'm moving out your green light. Say,
Can I get a green light?
how y'all doing, huh? Where you at, huh?
Can I get a green light?
If you waiting on the Lord, God, you take a man's word. What you say, huh? Yo, say.
Can I get a green light?
See, I want everything.
I want everything you promised me, Lord. Seems
Like it's taking way too long.
Seems like it's taking way too long trying to decide.
Should I stay? Should I move on?
Should I move on? Wanna be right?
So I don't move.
I'll move up the green
Yo,
light.
say.
Can I get a green light?
How y'all doing, huh? Where y'all at, huh?
Can I get a green light?
And if you're waiting on the Lord, God, you take a man's word. What you say, huh?
Can I get a green light?
When the whole world jumping,
Can I get a green light?
but I'm still doing nothing.
Can I get a green light?
I said a one, but till I hear you saying something, but I wonder.
Can I get a green light?
Yeah, 'cause I'm moving to your life, but I'm moving to your life, so I'm moving to your green light, to your green light, to this Thursday. Altos, say,
I'll move to your green light.
come on, Altos,
Promise
flip
I'll
it.
move to your green light. Promise I'll move to your green light.
Right here. So put down the stone, say,
I'll move to your green light. Promise I'll move to your green light.
to your green light, to your green light. Just say, to your green light, let your green, just bring it on down this way. Y'all ain't moving with us. Y'all ain't moving with us. Okay, I feel you. If you really into that thing, Jesus real. Everybody, say, soprano, say. Everybody say it one time. Yo, green light, green light, green light, green light, green light, green light. Hey, we're back. That was green light. That was me. I dedicated that one to my wife, y'all. I told y'all she's still in the hospital. Y'all keep her in prayer. Man, I think I want to do that as well in the future. I be just planning stuff with y'all. I just be making show themes. I just be making up show themes, on the fly, on the spot. That's how this whole mental health thing came about. It was literally just, we was talking on one of the shows, and I was just like, I think we need to do a mental health week. And here we are, 2 weeks in now on mental health. But next week, we're going to do some more stuff around music and other things like that. But we're diving into our mental health this week, our mental health. And that's why we're doing the Rhonda on the Run challenge with Rhonda. That's why, Meek. Y'all know Jamaica Lachey was in that video. I don't know if y'all saw her on that, but she was in that video on the side with the pink braids. I love that look on her too, with the two braids, pink going back with the leather jacket. Let your light shine down, let your light, let your green light shine down. Yeah, that was her over there doing all that. Just getting it in. Yeah, she's a dynamic performer as well. Yeah. So, we're diving into our mental health this month. Not this month, but this week. The remainder of this week. Trauma awareness. Just realizing, like I said, realizing little stuff like, how does sleep impact and affect us? Like that, we need to know that kind of stuff. We need to know, ways that we can better ourselves. And so I'm going to keep throwing this up here. You'll probably see this, you will see this a lot through this month. This Rhonda on the Run challenge. I really think that this is good. I think that this is an excellent challenge because, again, we don't think about our health in these ways. I don't think we think about it like that in these ways, and how these things are interconnected. We're talking about mental health, so why would physical health have anything to do with that? Ain't those two different things, but interconnected? I mean, you got two eyes, right? You got two eyes, but if you close one, the view shifts a little bit. You close the other. I mean, if you do this, you ever done this? First off, it's tripping me out trying to do that, and it's the opposite. That is wearing me out. There we go. Don't look at the screen. Have you ever done that though? Like, I mean, really, if you know how to just close and open one eye, do all that. If you can do that, I know I look crazy sitting here doing that, but think about it. As you do that, if you do it long enough, you might get a little dizzy because it keeps going back and forth. Like it's right, but when you open your eyes, you get that more dynamic view with all of that. And so, you have to have both. There may be two different eyes, but they work hand in hand. They work together. You got two hands. If you got one hand that works and you got something that needs two hands to pick it up, well, if you only got one hand, you're gonna struggle to lift it. It may be a little lopsided. You ever try to pick up like, a big long item that you couldn't just hold in the center? You needed to kind of do this to pick it up. You needed to, have you ever had that? Well, that's what I'm saying. You need both hands. It's two different hands, but they work together. And that's how I feel about mental health and physical health. The two things work together. So we're doing this challenge with Rhonda. We're doing this challenge with her. I'm doing this challenge with her. When my wife gets out of the hospital, she's doing it with us as well. But anyways, I started this thought that, I want to do an episode though, because I'm talking a lot about my wife being in the hospital. I want to do an episode with her on and really just talk about what sickle cell is, and then even tie that in. I kind of wanted to do that this week, but of course, again, she's in the hospital. Because what I wanted to do was paint this picture and give recognition to those, first off, who deal with chronic illnesses, the types of illnesses that put you in the hospital quite often. I mean, there are people who have these illnesses. My wife is one of them. Like, going to the hospital, like it's really crazy because I'll drop her off at the ER. just drop her off at the ER when she's in the crisis or in pain, and then keep moving and go and do what I got to do. She's in there enough to the effect that we know we can't just spend all our time both be sitting up in the ER. We got stuff we got to do. So, we got a system. We got how it works. But that's a system that works in a crisis. What would be a crisis situation for anybody else? I mean, if your wife had to go to the hospital, if your husband had to ever go to the hospital, like in a crisis or in a moment where they needed to go right then and there, you got to drop everything. You got to, now you sitting at the hospital with them. You got to cancel things. It's tough. And so we do that quite often. There's a lot of things I sometimes have to cancel or pull out of or show up late to or leave early from or just not go at all because I got to tend to and take care of my wife, right? And so I want to have an episode in the very near future, and we'll have her on and we'll talk about what it's like to have something like that, like a sickle cell. All right, this light starting to do what it does. Starting to make my eye twitch. The coffee and the light, right around 8:45 every day. But I want to have that conversation because there might be some in here who are dealing with that. Maybe you've got elderly parents even. Like, this is a thing that as many of us are getting older and our parents are getting older, where you got to help them out, and that's, my parents aren't disabled or anything like that. Y'all saw them. Y'all see them. They're in their right mind. They got all that together. But my dad, a football player, used to play professional football. My dad who used to be on the SWAT team. My dad who I've watched preach boldly all my life. My dad who I've watched organize stuff that put gang leaders, rival gangs together. My dad, one of the strongest men I know. Literally, is getting older. He's 76 years old this month. He'll be 76 at the end of the month. And he looks good for his age. I know y'all saw him. But still, it's a 75-year-old man who played football and did SWAT team and all that, which means, knees don't do what they used to do. He can't walk the long distances he used to walk. He can't just stand there in line for long periods of time. You got to sit down more. So, getting them loaded up so that he can be put in a wheelchair yesterday, getting them inside and I'm telling a little bit of our business here, but, my dad, again, very strong, independent, he'll be the one to carry all the bags and do all that, and trying to tell him yo, Pops, please put that bag down. Let me carry that. I didn't just drop them off at the curbside yesterday. We parked and I walked them in to get them up the escalators and all that stuff. No, you ain't got to do all that. Yes, I do. Y'all can't carry these bags. That's my parents now. They packed heavy, boy. They came for 4 days and had 3 weeks worth of clothes. 3 weeks worth of luggage. I know when they see this, they gonna call me and beat me up. But getting used to that's tough, man. I tell you, that's tough because it's just how life goes. Somebody goes from being very strong to, and I'm not calling my father weak. He's not weak. It's just, it's not the same as what it used to be. And so there's an element now that somebody has to add on to that. Just because just because you're helping and out of love and you want to help, doesn't mean it doesn't take extra energy off of you. So I want to deal with people who are dealing with chronic things or with life changes or sicknesses or illnesses or whatever that is, because that puts a real hamper, disabilities even, if you want to call it that. We try not to use the word handicaps, I think, but as you go through these stages in life, or if you have these kinds of things that are in your life and they take energy out of you, take time out of you, you have to go to the hospital often, or you're sick often, you find yourself not able to move like you used to, whatever it is. I want to have a conversation about what that is, what that does for us. I thought we'd have that conversation this week, actually, but again, my wife is in the hospital, so we can't really have that conversation, obviously. It's for obvious reasons. But when she's out, we'll defer that conversation to that time. But the other side of that conversation is the caretaker. Because, just because you or your loved one or whatever is sick, you have to you have to still have some energy that goes out. So the caretaker, think about it, man. The caretaker ends up taking a big hit. It becomes stressful on them. They're worried. They're up. The mental toll that takes on you. So I want to have conversations from both of those perspectives. And I know I got people in here who have had to caretake. Like I gave the example of even just parents getting a little bit older. My parents getting older, and this. I don't mean this about my parents. I mean it's about all parents and all of us as we get older. That old gray mare, she ain't what she used to be. Ain't what she used to be. Like, it's real. Like, it's just, like, even me, like, I don't know the last time I just went into a full out sprint. Like, was just, I don't know the last time I did that. And I think I want to start getting myself back up to that a little bit this summer. But I accept that, at my age, I'm not going to do the same thing I was doing at 21. You know what I mean? Like, it's not the same. It changes. It changes for those who we have loved ones. Should I say it changes for our loved ones as well. And the other side of that, you may have been, again, like I was talking about my dad, you may have been in perfect health all your life. Athletic, ambitious, active, all the stuff, all the A's. You just an A student, just all the A's. And as you get older, your knees go out, your back start hurting a little bit more. You got to grunt when you get up. Y'all know that get up, that. Y'all know how y'all do. Y'all know how y'all do. I do it too, but y'all know how y'all do. Y'all know how y'all do. It ain't about me. This is about you. This is about you, Lock Stars. Y'all get up like this. And y'all know I'm telling the truth. Some of y'all did that on the break as soon as we went to a break. Matter of fact, we're going to go to another break in a couple minutes here. And some of y'all going to get up, go use the bathroom, go get some coffee, and this is how you going to do it. Or how about this? We're getting older. How about this? We use the bathroom a lot more than we used to. I don't know about y'all. All right, now here we go. I use the bathroom a lot more than I used to, man. I didn't used to pee so much. I know this sounds like wild conversation, but y'all know I'm telling the truth, man. Like, I ain't never peed so much. So my mom. Okay. All right, and I'm gonna stop using my parents as an example. But I can remember growing up, my mom would be running to the bed. Like, every time we get to the house, she'd be running. Nobody used the bathroom because my mama had to go. We always do that. And, it was cool. But the older I get, I find myself doing the exact same thing. And it always hits as soon as I pull up to the house. Like, I'll be perfectly fine on the drive. As soon as I pull around the corner where my house is, or as soon as I pull up in that driveway, like boom, like, oh snap, I gotta go. Now I gotta get all these bags out the car. I gotta grab bags out the car. I gotta, of course, I done stopped at some fast food joint, but not this month because we're doing Rhonda on the Run. But I done stopped at some fast food joint, so I gotta carry a drink, the bag of food. I got something from the store I done grabbed. I got my book bag, and in the wintertime, you got a coat on that you might have took off when you driving. And then I gotta fiddle through the keys, get them out the ignition, and try to find the right key to put it in the door. And I gotta run through all the corners in the house to get to the bathroom. Man, be barely not peeing myself. I ain't never experienced that. So I started getting a little bit older. This is what happens as we start getting a little bit older. And I don't care how random y'all think that sounds. I'm telling y'all right now, y'all know that's the actual truth. Look at these old knees. Yeah, Brony, look. Most young people, and this is so for real, I thought I was invincible when I was young. Most young people take their life and health for granted, not realizing it'll bite them when they get older. Man, some of them, some of us legitimately, man, some of us legit have these things that are biting us at our older 30. Get to 30, and 35, get to 35, and 40, get to 40, and it's just, y'all heard Rich Holmes get on here talking about when he fell off that four-wheeler. Yeah, the bladder is weak, man. Like, it's just, again, this is something I've never dealt with. And now I pee 45 times a day. I don't pee that many times a day. I don't pee that many times a day. Rhonda! There's a leak in this whole building. And my bladder's about to move. Or if you be for real, right? And my bowel's about to move. There's a leak in this whole building, and my bowel's about to move. What about that? Like, you be waking up and like, listen, the body be going through these changes, man. These changes. What about when you start getting more and more gray hairs? Like, I got a ton of them now. Like, I've always kind of had gray hairs growing. Like, but gray hairs don't do what your natural hair does. Gray hairs got a mind of their own, don't they? Gray hairs, they got a mind of their own. So you trying to get hair done, you trying to do stuff in the morning, and them gray hairs just like, nah, I don't feel like it today. Gray hairs act just like old people. If they don't feel like doing something, they ain't gonna do it. And if they feel like doing whatever they feel like doing, that's what they gonna do. And so I'm trying to sponge it this way, and the gray hair's trying to stand straight up that way. Like, because that's what they want to do. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, so now it takes me extra long to get my hair done, and because I'm doing the sponging thing, my arm be hurting, and now I sweat more than I ever sweated. Let's talk about that. Think of the sweat. Like, do y'all sweat? Like, I've never sweat. I never used to sweat my whole life, and now I got to have the fan on when I sleep. I used to hate the fan on. Now I got to have a fan on when I sleep. I be having windows open in the summertime. I sweat all the time. And then here's what's crazy. When I realize I wake up or something, I realize I'm sweating, then like, dude, like, then I'm freezing cold and I can't warm up. So now I'm wet, sweaty, and cold. Like, what is this body? Like, what is this body doing? Like, what is that? Like, what? What is that, man? So, you know, yeah. We go through these different changes. And, you know, I know I veered off on a whole tangent there for a minute, but, man, look at that. Took health for granted when I was a teen. Got to my 40s, had a heart condition that I forgot existed. Now in my 50s, I'm paying for my lack of concern I had all those years ago. Yeah, and that's why we're doing stuff like this Rhonda on the Run challenge. I think things like this, as many of us are getting a little bit older, and for those younger folks like Charlie who are watching, then, you know, y'all hear us older folks and hear what we're saying. Those y'all that's in your 30s, hear those of us that's in our 40s. Those that's in your 20s, hear those that's in your 30s. Those that's in our 40s, we're listening to y'all that's in your 50s. And those that's in your 50s, I hope y'all hear those that's in the 60s and beyond, because, you know, they're trying to tell you what's coming up next. I'm telling you things that I never thought. And listen, I got a lot of energy still. I'm still active. I still get it in. I can still jump. I can still run. I can still do all of that. It just ain't what it used to be. And that's just the natural order of life. That's just the way the natural order of life works. And so, you know, I encourage you to not to take your health for granted. I encourage you to watch what you're eating, watch what you're putting into your body, watch what you're doing. I really encourage you, because, you know, that stuff does come back on you. Now, I got to shout out, because he always call me Big Bro, even though he older than me. My boy Sharon, that's my brother, that's my man's man. Sharon Davis, we've talked about him on this show before. He is, man, if y'all never heard this man sing, he got one of them voices that's just, woo, Sharon, I ain't heard you sing in so long, man. I hope all is well with you. I hope you're doing well. Listen, powerhouse voice, man. He was when I first came into Chicago, for real, of course, was with LXW. And he was like my original lead singer. Like, I was blessed to have that and have that experience that he brought to the table. And so we keep him in prayer with everything he got going on. Because, again, see, our bodies don't do what they used to do, and we got to adjust. But, as those adjustments happen, you're older, maybe in relationships, and, for some people, and I'm veering a little bit here, but for some people who may be dating a little bit older, or you got these fairy tale ideas in your mind of what you was gonna do when you went out on dates, and we was gonna travel together, and we gonna do this, that, and the other, and now you 40 or pushing 40, and you don't have the desire to do all of that traveling that you said you was gonna do when you started dating. Or maybe you got the desire to do that, but the one you dating don't got that desire. Like, you can easily be, you start getting a little older, you can easily be in your 40s and be dating upward in your 50s and 60s. And so, hey, like, age don't become as big of a deal at that point. But, somebody in their 50s and 60s may not be as active as you are in your 40s, your 30s and 40s. And so, these age differences definitely end up making a play. And so how do you be with somebody who don't got the same movement that you got? How do you deal with somebody who's not able to, who's not able to take care of themselves, or should I say be as independent as you are? That doesn't mean they're destitute. That doesn't mean they're indigent. That doesn't mean they're incapable. It just means, if I need somebody now to help me lift that bag, well, somebody's got to exert some energy to lift in that bag, and that's me not able to take that slack off. Or if we want to go and you want to go and travel and do something, but I don't feel like it. My body just can't handle getting on a 6-hour airplane ride. I just can't handle it. And then when we land, I don't feel like getting up, walking all around. Well, that's what you want to do, but you're with somebody who doesn't listen. When you're going through those kinds of changes, it works and plays on your mental health. And so, like I said, I want to have a conversation with my wife on that because, man, yeah, because it's real. And I think that we should be able to talk to each other about that kind of stuff so we can see what's going ahead. Like I said, for the 20s, listen to the people in their 30s. They telling you what's right up the road. People in your 30s, listen to the folks in their 40s. They're telling you what's right up the road. People in your 40s, listen to the ones in your 50s. They're telling you what's right. We learn what's right up the road from the people who have been already up the road. So those who got wisdom in, what it is to get a little bit older, I'm going to go get my last cup of coffee on this break, and this is how I'm going to get up, just like this. Because that's how I get up now. And that bothers me every single time. So, nonetheless, that's what's going to happen. So, there you have it. Hey, man, listen here. I'm going to take a little bit of a break, and when we come back, we coming back with Pastor Rich, and we are going to have a conversation. Just like I said, we're talking about mental health this month, but I do believe that, again, and that's how we got on this, that physical health, that financial health, that lack of sleep, that stuff does play into mental health, as we've heard for the last 2 weeks. Everybody in some iteration has said that. I got to give a shout out to Robert Marshall. He was with us yesterday. Make sure y'all check out that conversation that we had on yesterday. It was phenomenal. But he's over on Instagram. He's watching us over there, and I want to say shout out to him, and really just to everybody that's on Instagram. Y'all know we struggle with our IG comments. Yeah, look here, right here. Sharon, you see the people. Let me say this: the people love you. They love you, and we ain't heard you sing in a while. So we trying to hear that, Sharon Davis. We trying to hear that. Yeah, we're not in our 30s no more. Absorb everything, man. All right, let's go to a song real quick. I'm trying to figure out what I want to play. All right, this one I'm gonna play because I told y'all earlier it's my favorite song. I want to play, not my favorite song, but it's one of my favorite songs. I want to play the 5 Stair Steps. Ooh, child. YouTube, don't mute me because I stole this right off of YouTube. But and when we come back, we're coming back with Pastor Rich Holmes, and we're gonna have some conversation about how we can make some financial choices, and we'll be a little vulnerable. At least I'll be vulnerable, and y'all can see how we dived into this without a plan, and how we're now figuring out as we go, building the plane as we go, and maybe it'll help you in your journey, and you'll hear how he gets to fuss at me all the time. You'll hear that as well. So Here we go. The 5 stair steps, ooh, ooh, child. If it ain't going so good, and if you got to go get your coffee and you got to get up like this, if you got to make that noise when you get up, this song is for you. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all in a minute.
The Burke family returns now with a promise of a better life for all. Let's welcome back the Stair Step.
Child, things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things will get brighter. Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things will get brighter. Someday, yeah, we'll put it together and we'll get it undone. Someday, when your head is much lighter. Of a beautiful sun. Someday when the world is much brighter. Ooh, child, things are gonna be easier. Ooh, child, things will be brighter. Ooh, child, things are gonna be easier. Ooh, child, things will be brighter. Someday, we'll put it together and we'll get it undone. Someday, someday, yeah, we'll walk in the rays of a beautiful sun. Someday,
say less, pray more. I'ma need you to say less, pray more. I'ma need you to say less, pray more. I'ma need you to say less, pray more. And that's a word to the promise.
Stuck in the lines, they tell when you cry. Complaining and waving, gon' lower his eyes. Silver and gold, have I not better serve you this knowledge is straight out the pot? Yeah, you should be thankful for what he's done. Praising his name, you already won. Second to no man, get with the program. God is the source for your overcome. Yeah, my Lord is the source for your overcome. Yeah, with Christ the source shall overcome. Yeah, the battle's already won. My Lord is your overcome. I'ma need you to work. Rejection, it was flexing, but I had to keep on stepping. Stop the talking, start the walking. Who knew silence was a weapon? Still holding on, but I'm praying more. God is no fable, he raised the score. Circle, smaller, lessons learned. Source is the way I further this journey. Please give me your attention, they just listen, he's the truth. The only one who knows and recognize the real you. So if you feel me, if you with me, if this resonate with you, stop the playing, no more gaming, add some work and see you through to the promise. Say, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah. Say, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. I'ma need you to say less, cry more. I'ma need you to say less.
Jamaica Lachey, Say Less. Man, listen, I'm telling y'all, I love that song. I love that song, y'all. I really do. I love that song. That song be in my head. That one. Y'all got a bonus song. We did the 5 stair steps and we did Jamaica Lachey with Say Less. Y'all, I got to say it real quick. Make sure you are locked in with us. Subscribe to us over on YouTube. Yeah, check us out on Facebook. That's where we got a good audience over there as well. But we try to drive up YouTube, man. We try to drive that up. I need YouTube subscribers. I need YouTube followers. Listen, I'm on a road to 1,000. We a long way away. If you look at my YouTube, we a long way away from it. So can y'all help me get YouTube going? We want YouTube cracking. I'm on the road to 1,000. But so subscribe over on YouTube. Check us out on Facebook. You can subscribe, follow, all that on Facebook, and then follow us on Instagram. Speaking of Instagram, our friend, I call her Bianca, but it's Bianca. Bianca is with us over on Instagram. Shout out. And then I saw my friend come in, Brittany McDonald Sutton. So Brittany Sutton, she is a news anchor in, I want to say Raleigh. Now, I may be wrong. I believe it's in North Carolina, though. A college friend of mine used to sing in gospel choir with us. Man, our gospel choir at Olivet, boy, we used to rock. I don't know what I ain't gonna say that. I was out. Maybe they still rocking now. I'm not gonna be petty. I'm not doing that. I'm not saying that. I'm just simply saying I can only speak to when I was there. We rock. We rocked, and I had some good friends and things that that we did. We did some great stuff, and we had a good team of people. We had a good choir of folks. We had a lot of fun, and so Brittany was one of those people. I love her, and I love what she's doing. So congratulations to her on all of her success. She's a news anchor. I believe in North Carolina. Actually, it might be Florida. I might have just made North Carolina up. I think it's Florida. I don't know. Brittany, you know where you at. So shout out to her. I'm sure she's probably even at work right now, and we just shouting her out. So she tuned in for a minute. I do want to give her a shout out though. Haven't seen her in years, but I still follow her. I still get a chance to see her, So that's cool. Brony Cat. Let me throw that in there real quick. Brony Cat. Yeah. Please like the video. Go to YouTube, just like it. Watch it for a few minutes over there. But subscribe, man. Hit the subscribe button because that's what works. There's our friend, Miss Ursula Ellis. Y'all make sure to give her a shout out. That's one of our Lockstar friends, y'all. What's up? Rhonda, I saw your thing here. Yeah, that food in the Tiger Den at Olivet. Tiger Den. Okay, so how every college has, where the kids go hang out and they got food and stuff, So that's where we used to have lunch. So there was a time where we used to have, y'all remember this? we used to have my Olivet people who may go back and watch this, and anybody that's here. Y'all remember we used to go to the Tiger Den for lunch. Matter of fact, let me just bring Rich up real quick because we can dive into this. Like, I did all my subscribe and follows. I did all that stuff. Let's get Rich up here, but hold on. Let's bring him up the right way. Let's get him up the right way. Let's get him up the right way. The right way. There we go. Yeah, there it is. Always the right way. Y'all, help me bring to the stage Rich Holmes.
What's happening?
Fly, rise above. Rich Holmes. What's cracking, Doc?
It's all good.
How you feeling? You feeling all right?
I feel good, man. It's a great, what's this, Tuesday? Yeah.
Wednesday. Hump day.
Yeah, Wednesday. Wow.
Yeah.
The
Ain't that crazy?
Going.
Yeah.
Hump day.
Hump day. We done made it. We done made it over the hump. We made it to the hump. Now, hopefully, we make it over the hump. That's we at least made it to the hump. Man, hey, I was talking. Rhonda brought up the Tiger Den. Man, remember we used to have. We had our special eating arrangements. The black. I'm going to call us the Black Student Delegation of Olivet Nazarene University.
AKA the Blacks.
The Blacks, AKA the Blacks. The Blacks had our own eating arrangements. And somewhere down the line, lunch ended up in the Tiger Den. Remember that?
I do. Yes.
We stopped going to the cafeteria altogether, and we wore the Tiger Den out.
Small little section.
Yeah.
I started liking the pizza puffs. They had pizza puffs there. I was like,
them pizza puffs used to hit.
Yes,
Rhonda said you the reason that she mixes. She still mixes honey mustard and barbecue sauce.
Fire! You gotta make it work. I was trying to get close to mouth sauce as I could. I couldn't get no mouth sauce. I tried to make something.
Making homemade mouth sauce. Man, we used to have a good time though. Like when it came to food, at least it was like such community. You know, it was such a community of us. You know, we had our own eating arrangements. We had our own section over by the when I first got there. The section was over by the washing, where you drop the trays off. Yeah. And then that eventually moved over to the bar.
You know you're something when they tell you, when's the last time you sat next to one of your black brothers and sisters at the bar?
Bro, I bring that story up all the time talking about Olivet. Hey, you gonna single us out? Like what? That was the era of racial reconciliation. Like everything was about. I to this day, I'm not against folks that need to go through racial reconciliation situations. I'm over that because that was all of our college career, and it was moments like that. When was the last time you went and talked to your brothers and sisters at the bar? What? Everybody know who sit at the bar. The Blacks. Everybody knows that. Like
it's the Blacks.
That was an undercover way of saying, when was the last time you talked to a black guy? That was essentially what he was saying in this sermon.
I understood the heart behind it. It was just tough.
Yeah, it was tough to hear that in the moment. That was tough. Oh my God.
Shout out.
Yeah, shout out to Olivet and the good times that we had. Oh man, Bianca's over on Instagram. She said, "What about Big Booty?"
Y'all ain't ready for Big Booty.
We had a good time with Big Booty, didn't we?
We did a Big Booty tournament at the church school. That's what we did.
Big booty tournaments.
Yes.
Big booty. We would just sit around and just big booty all night. For those that don't know what big booty is,
all night. Just play Big Booty.
Just big booty. Hey, Big Booty. So for those that don't know what big booty is, we weren't just running around slapping booties. We were. It's a game, Big Booty. It's like concentration, kind of.
Yeah.
And man, Big Booty was.
It was a hit.
Yeah, it was a hit. Rich, you introduced that game to us.
Yeah,
you gave us that game.
Big Booty. In fact, we did. We had Friendsgiving and we played Big Booty.
Yeah, so I had to remember how to play it. It's been 20 years, man. Like I had to remember how to play the game.
Big Booty been there for a long time, ain't it?
Yeah, it has.
Big Booty been around for a long time, man.
Yeah, but it's a fun game though. That game. It's such like those ice breaking games that people play like when they're doing icebreakers. We used to just do that stuff like just on a regular Tuesday night with each other, Like,
had to.
Yes, we had to, for real. Like we had to.
We didn't have no party to go to too much,
Unless Unless it was one of those IYKYK.
Right.
If you know, you know. If you know what a party
You
is.
have to be in the in crowd.
There was an Olivet Underground. There's definitely.
Don't talk about the underground vet.
I'm 20 years removed.
Cast.
What they gonna do? Like kick me out of school? Like what they gonna do? Kick me out for talking about?
They might take your diploma back. I don't know, man. You got to be careful out here.
Hey, I'm doing what I'm doing. They can have it.
I'm already in what I'm supposed to do.
Right, I'm already in, so I'm good. Look at Roger. Not her outing my cousin. That's
why would you gonna put him out? You gonna put the spot out? You gonna boy, I tell you.
And he still got the spot.
There was some times.
He's still the spot too. Like he is still like the hangout spot in K3. Like,
I ain't seen him in a minute.
Yeah, he's still doing good.
One of the coolest dudes ever.
Still is. Still is. Yeah. He still is.
Man. And we needed a Dante, man, back then, man. We just needed just a moment to just relax.
Mm-hmm. No, Dante was a student. Yeah, he was a student.
Yeah.
He was captain of the football team. Yeah. Matter of fact, I won't tell that story. I'll let him tell that story one day when we talk about Olivet stuff. Because there was a whole thing that happened even around him being captain of the football team. And,
really?
And yeah. Like it was, yeah. I'll let him tell that story. I won't out him. But yeah. Well, that partying thing at Olivet, they take a say. They got a restaurant across the way from Olivet. It used to be Beggar's Pizza. Well, when they first opened it, it was Original House of Pancakes. Remember that? In that building. And then they changed it later and put Beggar's Pizza in there. Yep. And now it's a Mexican restaurant. It's changed again. Oh, wow. But to what I understand, it's like a cantina type of spot, taqueria cantina. So of course, Modelo and all that. They got tequila. They got your drinks. Yeah. So Olivet, to what I understand, has people that are posted up in the restaurant across the way to make sure students don't come in and have a drink. Make that make sense.
I mean, I don't know. I guess they protecting something.
What does that protect? I mean, at the end of the day, all you're gonna do is go somewhere else.
Go buy some kind of another way and get it.
Because the reality is, I mean, and maybe Olivet, if somebody from Olivet who can make decisions is hearing me, take it from somebody who knows all of the sides of Olivet. I know how to deal with you folks who were in leadership. I dealt with the people who were on the stage. I dealt with the people in the chapel. I dealt with the people in the classrooms. I dealt with the students who were the good ones. I dealt with the students who were the bad ones. I dealt with the students who were the Olivet Underground that had the parties. And I can tell you one thing that was a common thread through there. Nobody went across the street and had a drink. Like there was 2 bars right across the street from Olivet that turned up, because I'm from Kankakee. They turned into like clubs at night. And you know who was never in there? Any Olivet students. So, like, because who's going across the street to drink because they know Olivet gonna pull some stuff like that? So I'm just saying, Olivet, don't waste your time, don't waste your energy. They're not going there. If you want to do that, go to Kankakee, go to the hood, because that's where the Olivet Underground is hanging out. So if you really want to say you're protecting folks, then go send a couple folks to the hood to post up, so that when the bangers come out,
gotta make it look like they doing everything they can.
Bump that.
They gotta get sponsorships, some kind of some money funding some way, right?
Yeah, but I don't think the people who are donating and funding them very much care that they.
I don't know that. People are real rich in their tradition nowadays.
That's true.
They're real rich in their tradition,
that's true.
You know what I mean? It's hard to change a mindset of 120, 130 years. That's serious.
Yeah, that's true. God, dog, it is 120 years. That's cool. It was the 100-year centennial when I graduated.
Right.
Holy smoke! They pushing 120 years.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and we was a part of some of the change that they did in there. That they let some things go.
Yeah.
A radical thing that we did. At Olivet, you wasn't able to dance. Come on, somebody.
That's true.
You couldn't dance.
Remember Jake Randall did that.
Shout out to Jake Randall. I don't know if you ever hear this, man, but you were great at school, man.
We love Jake Randall.
I appreciate your musical gift.
The Jake Randall Band. I tell you, there was 3 groups. So the time that we was there was I'm gonna call it 4 groups actually. No, it was 3 groups. It was 3. It was 3. Cause I was gonna say a 4th, but it was really 3. There was 3 groups at Olivet that were not connected to the music department, but yet and still had all the chapels, all the gigs. We traveled as if we were connected. There was Jake Randall Band.
Yep.
And they were there before I got there, but they were doing like official events, like revivals and chapels and traveling like with school buses and stuff, but they weren't connected to the school. They were just a group of students from the school. So Jake Randall Band, there was gospel choir. Many people don't realize this, but we weren't like a music department thing. Like it was a club, and they put it under the black people thing. Like they, they put it under the black people thing. They just relegated it to the blacks. And yet and still, we had all the chapels and revivals, and we traveled and we did tours. Like there were other groups that were supposed to get the bus, and Woody and them would be like, "No, we need the bus for gospel choir." Like sports teams would need the bus, and they'd be like, "No, we need that gospel choir to have that charter bus to go to." They was chartering buses for us. Y'all remember that? Like we was stars. And then when me and KJ and Wendell and Kevin had that, I had the 2 Kevins. So Kevin on drums, Kevin on bass, and then Wendell on lead and guitars, and then me on lead and keys. And we had our thing sold out. And we were singing at like official events. Like, I mean, they was paying us to go and do events. And then me and KJ, just as a tag team duo, played for some of everybody. So, you know.
Yeah, the famous guy.
KJ. Yeah, KJ, very famous. Very, very famous.
I don't know if you guys know him. He's so famous. Like, I don't know if he's on Facebook anymore. He's so famous.
He stops by every now and again just to rub his fame in people's faces.
I can't even never heard him. It's just he's too famous. It's hard.
He's too famous. He's probably somewhere in Australia right now. Like this.
Yeah, literally.
And I mean that literally. He could be in Australia or Sweden or Kenya. I don't know. Or Chicago. I mean, he could be anywhere right now.
Either one.
He might be at my door right now. He might be supposed to come over my house at some point.
Right.
So, like,
man. You never know. He might just stop by.
Yeah. Kevin Jones, famous guy. K Drums. If you're not following him, but we grew up together in music, definitely, like in that period of time, you know what I mean, making those music choices and just being able to experience. That's why I love PJ, you know, Pernell Johnson. Shout out to him on bass, because he really gave us a lot of that wisdom to really drive us into our musical journeys even now. That's why I tell people, you know, get some wisdom, get some people around you who have been down that road before, because they'll help you in your journey along the way, you know. Speaking of which, you know, we've been talking a lot about, you know, financial health and physical health and how these things tie into mental health. And so, you know, I was telling the people a little bit earlier that I dived into this thing, this Zeke Live in the morning. I just hit y'all up randomly one day, like, I'm gonna start going live every morning. Yeah. Just randomly hit y'all up, and then just did it. Like, and y'all know me, like, I'll talk about it for 3 months and like work it out. And this time around, I just said, I'm gonna just do it. Like, and didn't have a plan or anything in place to really make it into what it could be. And it wasn't until we got into it and you had to like really make me see, like, nah, Zeke, like, it was like after the first 1 or 2 episodes, you were like, nah, you got something in your hands. We got to structure it. You know, my cousin had come on talking a lot about infrastructure and all that kind of stuff. And, you know, and you're so good at thinking about that kind of stuff. And, you know, I can always get a gauge for if we got something on our hands, because you always come back with, no, I can sell that. That we can package that, turn it into a thing. I can sell it. And it doesn't take away from the heart of what it is or what, you know, I love to do. And you work alongside me to figure out, all right, now how we gonna make money off this, Zeke? So you ain't stressed out trying to figure out how to afford doing something and burn yourself out again. You know, you're so good at that, you know, but I'll let you, you know, maybe speak to some.
I mean, I think the biggest thing, a lot of us are creators and we have all these ideas and dreams and different things like that, but we don't have the plan or the structure how to make it successful. And a lot of us have made dreams come to reality, but we don't have the financial backing to show the success that you would deem to happen when you're putting so much work and effort in what you're doing. I believe a person should get paid for what they are doing, the gift that they have. And so it was always like, I know people in the church a lot of times, this was me too. We have such a heart of humility and we have such a heart of wanting to serve. And it begins to get challenging to ask for money or to try to get your value. And one of the biggest things I always will tell people is you never get your value, you only get what you negotiate. And so it's important for us to change not, I don't tell you what to do, but your mind needs to shift into a more mindset of being able to get what I negotiate from what I know that I'm worth. That's one thing. I was changing the mindset of I don't have to it's okay to get the money that I deserve or that I believe I'm worth to get. It's okay to put that out there. And it's okay to say, hey, I want to get paid for this and not feel like I'm not holy, not feel like I'm not close to God, and not feel those type of ways. And so what we did was we wanted to work on structuring. Structure became a big deal in everything I did. And if you are a person that believes scripture, and I'll get into it, and then you can come back, we can talk. If you were to believe the scripture that says, for I know the plans that I think or that I have towards you. We all know that, right? We all hear that. We think about that. We hear that. We've heard all types of messages on that. But what my revelation came from that and what I get from it now is who has the plans? God has the plan. This creator, this person that I believe has created us. God has the plans. So why am I sitting up all day trying to create the plans myself? I'm staying up all night. I'm stressing. I'm trying to figure out how this go here, how this go here, how this go here. And God sat me down and was like, well, I know the plans. So instead of spending so much time on gaining this and going after this and let me try to figure this out, spend some time with me and hear the plans that I already have for you. Many times I was a person that was like, if this, I got this plan, I want to get this. Now let me take this plan to God, and God, I need you to bless this plan. Oh, God, bless this plan. God, I need you. And I'm praying and I'm pushing, I'm doing all that stuff. And then God was like, well, if you get the plan from me, it's already blessed. And I was like, So when I'm saying that's a shift in mindset, because the plans ain't for you anyway. The plan should be for him to get the glory. And if it's about him getting things established on earth through you, then he has to give me instructions on how to make this thing come to pass. And so once I shifted mindset in that, I began to see success way more than I've ever seen in my life. And so now my goal, and that's with you and anyone that I work with to talk to, hey man, we can do this. We are having it. I'm loving it. I'm here for the roller coaster ride. But when you really begin to calm yourself down and quiet yourself, remove all distractions, I want to believe in scripture, God will speak to you and reveal a plan to you, plans for you, and these plans are going to prosper you. He says, I'm going to teach you how to profit. He gives us all these promises. And it's just like, I wasn't seeing it though.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until I shifted to let me spend time with him. I ain't doing this. I always heard in church spend time because, man, there's always to pray and not cease. Well, I can't spend all 24 hours with him, but I've learned how to just communicate with them. And I've learned to liken it almost like my relationship with my wife. That's why I love my wife so much in our relationship. And when I make it more natural to that, it makes the spiritual part of it not so, oh my God, amazing, out of my reach. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It brings it more in a humane type of way. So I know I said a whole lot, but
no, that was good because I'm taking it all in, even as you're saying it, because and I get a chance to hear you talk to me like that all the time. Because me, you made that shift mentally a lot quicker than I did, because I'm the one to definitely be on some no, just let the people whatever they can give me, and we talking, and me and Eric talk about this even on here before, where people want us to come in with like a full choir and a full band and a full all this stuff, and they got a $500 budget, and it's like, well, we dropping the band, they love us, so they'll do it, $100, and sometimes even free gigs just because they want to be part of the team. But when we really paying, we starting at it like $200. Well, if you got a
Yeah.
$500 thing and you want a full band, well, a bass, a keys, and a drum, that's three
Yeah.
people. You got $500. I'm already 100 in the hole just to come and meet the request that you've made.
Yeah.
Plus, we got gas to get there. You know, we try to put gas in people's cars if we carpooling, or if we know a bunch of people ain't got vehicles, we trying to get a deal on some bus or a van or something. Well, who's paying for that? So we in the hole for 500 to go and do a gig, you know. And then when you get there, the people, people will hit you with the, well, I paid for, but you should be able to sing another song or do it. It's like, no, technically you just contributed to the cost because you paid me 500 and it still cost me another 6. Like, and so, but my mindset was still on this, this humility, this be humble. I was being humble. And
that's what
being
we've
humble.
been taught so much. We've been taught that. We've been trained that. That's the more humble you are, the more you are to God, the more godliness you are, the more. That's why I wrote that song, I'm godly,
Hey.
What you're saying about me, God called me godly. Mm-hmm. God called me holy. It's not based on my actions. I'm blessed. It's not based on my actions because God called me blessed. And so I'm not trying to get what I already got. So if we get away from the mindset of, I'm trying to get this from God, I'm trying to get a blessing from God, and we begin to shift our mind and walk in the focus of, I'm already blessed because God made me blessed, that changes the whole perspective on what's going on in my life. I'm not looking so much at the thing, the struggle. I'm not moved by what I see. I'm moved by what I believe and what I know. And that's what's going to push me to keep going further in the journey.
And I even saw something Rhonda just posted in here, just came across. We've been trained to be martyrs, like, killing ourselves for the sake of the gospel, like, because we praised the martyrs, the ones who got killed for what they believe, who stood up for what they believe. And again, I'm not saying throw away your beliefs in chase of a dollar, because there are times where it may come to that, and you got to figure out, okay, am I going to stand for the Lord and take the less than, or am I going to stand for money and take that? Sometimes it might come to a head where you got to choose that and you got to make a decision. That's fine, but living that way is a whole nother thing. Just living in martyrdom, like you living dead, like, so because you got to make money somewhere, like you got to you got to be able to go and do it. And so for me, like I said, being humble and allowing folks to just stress me out, not only mentally but financially, stress out my time, stress out all the, like, and you like, no, Zeke, it's got to be such and such. And by the time we got to 2022, that came to a head because we got off tour, and boy, I said, this ain't sustainable.
No, I got you.
It
wasn't because we didn't have it really in place, but it's timing for everything, man. I'm learning that time, like I said, voice and word, we can make things happen. As long as we get time, we got time enough to hear him correctly or get our life in order to do what he wants us to do here to be successful. And I just want us to know it's success on the end of the journey or through the journey. You don't have to wait to the end to get to success. There's success throughout the journey. It may not be what you thought it would be all the way in the end. We ain't all the way there, but here's my success step. And that's something you can take practically. You know what I mean? Set benchmarks, set goals, set, 1 year attainable goals. You know what I mean? That's something you can do practically, because going back to mental health, if you feel like you're not progressing, that can cause you to regress. It can cause you to be stagnant. I don't feel like doing it no more. Why? Because I didn't see what I thought I should see. Because I'm just thinking it should be like this, but I'm not looking at what it is right now. I got this right now. I didn't have this before, but I got this. Now, the next day, I got something better. Oh, it wasn't 5. Now I got 20. Oh, man, from 20, I only got 3 today. Okay, I got 23 altogether. And you keep on moving, keep on progressing. Don't be moved just by what you see right now presently, because it's temporary. And temporary means it's subject to change. So it's just a matter of time for it to change. And in the church, we say, turn in your favor. Come on, somebody.
To it's turning around for me.
Turning around.
Turning around for me.
Oh, Lord.
Oh,
He's turning it around.
Turn it around for
Put my
me,
face out there in
Jesus.
church. You got to help him out.
Turn it around for
Ooh, turn it. Okay,
Just gonna do it. Turn it around.
yeah. So we got the same effect with just talking.
Yeah.
Same effect, guys. Just talking. And
Yeah.
we love it. I love church. I love that. You know what I'm saying? But same effect right here.
Yeah. Man, like you just said a lot right there, man. You just said a whole lot. Like, and part of the, if I'm putting myself vulnerably on the line, like even in the music thing, we didn't have enough of a structure. There was a lot of stuff that we just didn't know either, Like if I can be super vulnerable, and I'll speak this one. Well, go ahead. No, you go ahead.
Go ahead too. But that's important knowledge, man. Getting knowledge. I understand the spiritual part, and this is something I know I have to work on. I'm gonna get vulnerable too, and I'm gonna let you go back to you.
Go ahead.
We can get spiritual so much. What they say, you got so much spiritual that you know earthly good.
You're so spiritually bound that you. It ain't, but the concept I think is.
The concept is in the Bible.
I think the concept of it is there, but you ain't gonna find that in the Bible though. You ain't gonna.
Okay, I got it. Yeah, okay, great. So I had to work on. I got to get some knowledge about this stuff though.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times we may not get the knowledge, or we got more knowledge than we have spiritual, or we got more spiritual than we got knowledge. So it's really getting a healthy balance of that. But go ahead and finish your comment, bro. My bad.
No. You're right. I mean, just picking up from there, like there was a lot of stuff that we didn't know what we didn't know until we got into it and realized we didn't know it. So again, just on the vulnerable tip, signing a record contract and not knowing the types of things it was going to take to push what it is to push that, like it ain't just word of mouth and stuff no more. Like who's the publicist and who's the what connections do you have over here and what do you have? Like we didn't have none of that stuff, and none of that stuff was really structured, because in my mind, no, we just make good music. The music is good. Every time we go somewhere, the people like it, they love it. Just put it out there and they gonna get it, like there you go, so heavenly bound, no earthly good. That's it. Yeah.
And that's still a record contract. You got to know, for those that's out there, like you got to have your train already rolling, basically.
Your train got to be not even just rolling, but like in full speed, like in full motion. Yeah. If you just figuring out how to load the train, like the train just came in the station, and you just figuring out you just on the all aboard station. This train don't even stop. It's just you got to jump on like a hobo. If you ain't, and if you miss it while it's going, you fall and it hurts and you're down for a minute. Another train is coming, praise the Lord. But we didn't know what we didn't know until we got in there and realized, oh, snap, I didn't even think about this. I didn't think about that. I didn't think I would need this. I thought y'all handled that part. Oh, man, I didn't know we should have came in with that. What don't just say, I mean, it's just all these things we just didn't know. We just didn't have the knowledge. So now, this next go round is like, okay, we got a little bit more knowledge. We got a little bit more stuff that we can structure now, so that, we can actually create a plan. Because how do you create a plan with no structure? You know what I mean?
It doesn't work.
It just doesn't work.
It doesn't.
It doesn't. I feel like I heard the Lord tell me I'm going to be successful this year, man. I told y'all that last year. But there was a caveat to it. And the caveat was the only thing that'll kill it is a lack of structure. Like, I know
that
I
sound
heard
like God. That sound like you sat there and waited for him to finish what he was saying.
Yeah.
Because how many of us there, he say, let's start a business. They just go right and start the business. Don't say nothing else about it. Don't know what business to start. Now you frustrated. And you just like, oh, I want to leave this job. I'm going to go get a new job. And when you come to me, I'm praying for you. We believe in God for you. You get the new job. 2 weeks later, I hate this job. This ain't the job for me. I want to go.
Right.
You just prayed and said, this is what God gave you and all. Listen to what he trying to tell you first. That was good, Zeke. Go ahead, man.
Yeah. No. You're exactly right. Like he said, you finished listening to what he said, because he told you you're gonna be successful. But wait a minute.
Yeah. How many of us, we first tell us that, we just go with I'm gonna be successful.
And we just hold on to that. And you should hold on to the end part. Was it Richard Stephen Covey, 7 habits of what is it? 7 habits of highly effective people. That book, Stephen Covey. So
Okay.
one of the concepts in there is beginning with the end in mind. In the Bible, we would just call that write the vision, make it plain. Like so,
Right.
there's a vision. If it's a jigsaw puzzle, you got the picture first. You know
Yeah.
what it's supposed to look like. But wait a minute, don't just open up the jigsaw box and just
Yeah.
throw the pieces out and think that that's what it is. No, you have to work towards it. You know what you're working towards because you have a
Right.
vision, you have an end goal in mind. I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper. I know what the plan is. I know what the end is, but it's like no, that there has to be steps to get to it.
And he reveals those steps too. It
Yeah.
doesn't have to be so much on us. Like think Noah, if he just said, "No, I want you to build the ark," and he just started building it based on what he thought it was supposed to be, and then we asking God, "Now bless this," that probably would have failed. But because he had sense enough to sit there and wait, he gave him specific instructions on what to specifically do to handle the situation to build what I want you to build in the first place. If we believe in God, he tells us to start the business, start the project, start whatever it is, you're going to be successful. Okay, God, what are the ways I'm going to be successful?
Yeah.
How am I going to be successful? I
get
know you
to
blessed
it?
me with these gifts, but okay, how do I do this now? Who's the people I need to surround myself with? Because so many times we take it on as ourself. This is our project. This is my baby. This is me. And so we have to take it on and be strong. But it tells us to be strong in the Lord.
Yeah.
In the power of his might.
Yeah.
In the power of his plans. In the power of his kingdom. And when you do that, it'll take your mental health down. It will release stress. It will make marriages better. Because one of the biggest things is financial problems in marriages and stress. Is one of the biggest purposes. Why I ain't got this together? Because I ain't got my finances together.
Yeah.
And so I believe, and especially in church, two of the biggest things, we sick and we broke. Like that's just real talk. It happens where we don't have enough. And then if we get enough, we ain't got the strength to handle it. But once we get to the point of having enough, we can't enjoy it. So we spend all this time work, stress to get this money. We get older, now we sick because we don't want to take sick days off. We ain't trying to call in sick. So we ain't really taking care of our body health. That's why I love this show. It's encouraging everybody to do this. Take a moment for yourself. But I'm keeping it real. This is what we see in church a lot of times because that's the community that I'm in.
Yeah.
And so it's just, if we're going to stay there on he died, well, what he died for? For me to stay sick? That don't sound like the risen savior I need. Me to stay in a struggling financial situation all the time. I'm always asking somebody for $20. That don't sound like the risen savior I want to serve. And so we got to take that into consideration with all of this. And I believe God is raising up people. I'm one to believe this. Who's he is raising up to show us off. He's ready to fulfill us with blessings and financial blessings to show us off for his kingdom. But everybody ain't gonna be ready for that because everybody can't handle that. Some people gotta give you extra $20,000-$30,000. Say he gave you a whole salary right now. What you making in 1 year? He gave it to you right now. You wouldn't know what to do with it really. You probably still be broken in 2 months. You'll be back in the same position, same situation. Because I was that guy. But money was in, but because I had no plan, no structure, it was gone. And I believe, it's not so much how much money you can make, it's how much money you can keep. That's what kind of builds for generational wealth going forward. So, but yeah.
Yeah, no. And I hear you there. Yeah, because, I think it's the idea that, we see struggle, we see pressure. We know that's part of what comes with life. There's going to be those things, but I think we also have the ability. We got this big noggin up here. Some of y'all got some real big heads, boy. Come on. Some folks got real big heads. You got a lot of brain in there, a lot of brain. And where you can use wisdom, you can use you can use the wisdom of others, even like folks who've been down that road before.
Absolutely.
You don't gotta go down a pitfall. Like one of the things I hate when I hear folks say this, sometimes they hit you with the you gotta let some people just just fail on their own, and you just gotta let them, you know. And it's like, not on that though. Like, you don't have to. Maybe if you was like forging the way of something that ain't never been done before, and you ain't got nobody around you to pour into
Yeah.
you, you're gonna take some pitfalls. But as you pouring back to other people, you're gonna tell them, hey, watch out for mile marker 1, because there's a police that's out there waiting at mile marker 1 to write you a ticket. Slow down when you get there. It's a traffic camera right there. Don't run that red light, because I know that's there. Now, you may have caught a couple tickets because you didn't know that way. You caught a few tickets. You got but now you passing the info on. Hey, when you go down this road, slow down to 30 miles an hour right there, because that camera don't miss, and don't run this red light, because that camera don't miss, and slow down when you get up here, like, and watch out for the construction site that's up this way, because the traffic is backed up and you're gonna lose 20 minutes. Like, now, if I'm telling you all of that and then you leave your house to come where I'm coming, I just told you all of that stuff. No, man, I just gotta figure it out for myself. I just got to, man, I don't. He said it was somewhere to slow down, but I'm figuring it out for myself. Now, you got $100 ticket for running the speed ticket. You got $100 ticket for turning at the wrong street, which I told you don't turn on there on the red light, but you did it anyways. Now you got a ticket. The cop done pulled you over because you was still flying, because you was running late. To start with that, you was running late, which is why you behind me in the first place. But it's cool. I done told you how to get there, and then you went the way that GPS told you to go. And I just told you there's a construction going on, and traffic is backed up. GPS ain't caught up to it yet. It caught me. Don't you go that way. Turn on, go around this block over here, and then you'll save yourself 20 minutes. Well, I just got to figure it out for myself. I just got to learn for myself. And so you go through it, and you go through every mistake that I just told you not to, so some of the struggles and things that we've seen in the past were there, and I believe only for the past, like, because they should be overcome at this point. Like a new generation should overcome certain things. And so, we didn't have certain things in our community that allowed us to maybe gain wealth and do stuff like that. But now doors are open, and we got a long way to go. True. But I think it starts with, like we started this conversation with, which is knowing who you are, knowing your value, seeing who you are, knowing your value, what you bring to the table. It's okay to see what's at market. And again, this is new for me. So y'all hearing me like work it out actively in my own brain right now. I'm not preaching to y'all.
This
I'm actually
talk all the time.
I'm working it out in my brain. It might sound like I'm a little preacher, but I'm really kind of just talking to myself, and then Rich would jump in and be like, well, you got to think about this and that. That's how they usually go. So, but this is a thing that I'm learning that, like people structure stuff, and structures allow for, for where you can really make a living doing what you love to do. And it's like, once you see that, then it's like, oh, you can't unsee it. Once you really see it, you're like, oh, that's how they doing that thing. That's how they doing that thing. And here's my problem. It's like, for the people, and I think, again, I'm being a little bit biased here, and I'm gonna turn it back to you, but I think I'm being a little bit biased here. There are people who really feel strongly about what they're doing. Like, so it's more than like, I'm not in it to make the money. I'm not in it for a whole lot of following. I'm not in it for quote unquote prosperity. I'm in it because I just feel strongly about it. I feel strongly like a mission about what I'm saying, what I'm bringing to the table, what I'm creating, what I'm writing, what I'm doing. Like, I feel like a mission for it. So I would gladly spend money to get it out to the world. I would gladly lose sleep over it. I would gladly do, now all that leads to a certain level of stress and burnout at a certain point. There's pastors who's like, no, I don't care that my church don't pay me. I don't care that I got to work 2 other jobs and be responsible for that, because I feel strongly I have a mission towards this, and I would give everything I can for it. But when you realize that structures create avenues for the ability, because there's other people who are out there who don't have the same heart you got. They just see a money grab. And so they put a structure together, and they work the structure and the plan of the structure. And even without the heart for it, they're able to become charlatans and put whatever they want out there, because they just tracking a structure and a plan. So I'm speaking specifically to people who have this mission calling to do something. And I'm saying, hey, like, if you feel a mission, God done gave that to you, I believe, so that you can get it out there in the world. You got to overcome the charlatans and all the other people and
Yeah.
give people something that's real, but you're not going to be able to stay in the game. You ain't in it for the money, but without the money, you ain't in it. So you got to have a structure that leads to that. Go ahead, Doc.
I often say money follows ministry, though.
Yeah.
Like in biblical sense, in real life sense, like money follows ministry. So when you say, I want to do ministry, you should expect money. Money is going to come with ministry. It comes together.
Yeah.
It's not a separate thing.
Yeah, you got to have them together. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you can establish your heart, that's why it's a heart thing between you and God. That's why your relationship with him is so important. Because if you're not following him and you're still doing ministry, money is going to follow that. It happens. I mean, it's a
practical thing.
Yeah.
Even without asking for it, because you got those.
Right.
You know how it is in church. We got to, you got to ask for the offering. You got to raise the thing. But even without that people want to give. People like we put it out there about sponsors for this show, and people just wanted to. How do I give? Like we didn't even. Matter of fact, I'm gonna say this.
Right.
Even without asking, there was times people had just been like, "How can I like donate to that? How can I get?" People just asked us, but here's the problem: it got to be structured ministry. That's the.
You're right.
Because we were like, we didn't have a real way to receive it and what to put it towards.
It's just right, but it's just so much not being. I don't want it to come off as those type of people are not welcoming money coming in, and it's like, oh, I don't want no money at all. I'm just doing it for the heart of God and ministry. Well, if you're doing it for the heart of God and ministry, money comes with it. If it's doing it in the plan structure of God, if it's done out of flesh. And what you perceive you're doing as whatever, then okay, that might be a struggle. But when you have the heart of God and you're saying, God put this and God gave me this ministry, money will follow ministry when it's structured correctly. And if it's not, I think because God may not be in it then. You may want to watch out. This may not be the place that God wants you to be at this time. Yeah. This may not be the place where I need to sow my money into because they ain't got it together yet.
Yeah.
And I don't think anyone should be that way. If God gave you something, you should always be structured and ready to receive.
Yeah.
Because you're part of ministry. That's your heart. It's part of what God wants. Because God wants to establish his kingdom here.
Yeah.
He got to pay for it.
Yeah. Some kind of way got to get paid for. Yeah. And so there's an economy that happens with it. And so like if you're going to be part of the ecosystem, then you might as well be part of the economy. Yeah. Like quit letting folks that ain't got the same heart that we got come in and extract from the kingdom, but create economies and things within the kingdom because we can really get out there and change the world, but it do cost something. We on StreamYard right now. StreamYard ain't donating this. Like
Right. And with the ideas you have and the dreams and the plans you have, bro, like, and the heart that you have for God's people, and you really want to see them change, it costs millions of dollars.
Folks don't believe that, though, Doc.
Real.
They don't believe that.
Millions of dollars. Just because you a kid from Kankakee Hopkins parking lot, you got $1 million dreams, bro. Yeah. And it's like, okay, we got it. How we gonna do that? We ain't. God gonna do it.
Yeah.
And so at the end of the day, we can say, this is the Lord's doing. And this is marvelous in our eyes. He did this. But if we keep, the mindset, and this was me again, I can only go to this certain level. That's all I need. And I'm good. Yeah. Lord, if I get $100,000, that's all I need. And I'm good.
But what if God gave $1 million
job? That's all I need. And I'm good. Why? That's so selfish of you to not want to help build the kingdom with more. And you're struggling with the 30 or the 40 or the 50 that you're making. And God says, I want you to live abundantly for my kingdom as a citizen of what I do and who I am. You're made in my likeness and my image. And so it took a while to shift that mindset. But once it did, oh my God, life became easier. Because I'm not doing life by myself for real. It's with God. And that's why I love Holy Spirit. He ain't the one to just make you shout and dance and buck. He ain't that. He's a real life partner to help you make financial situations because he know it all. I don't have to just call or go on YouTube. I love YouTube University for sure. But if I can get my relationship established to the point where I know God is speaking to me and I have this sense of relationship with him, I follow that instructions and I see the results. Oh my God. What can somebody tell me? Who can stand against me? Huh? How does that happen? If I see that he did it. And that's just where I'm at. I've seen him do it over and over and over. And me as a person, I made even in business. You give me a plan over and over again, I do it. And I see success, I'll keep doing it. I'm not the person to try to reinvent the wheel. Yeah. That ain't what God gave me. Yeah. That's what Zeke do.
Yeah. 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 And it's so real. It's so real. Hopefully what y'all heard today was if you want to pull the stress and stuff off of you, it starts with some stuff that you can do. Like, you know, I think what we're advocating for here, and I'm learning this, like I said, y'all, this is me being vulnerable and Doc talking to me. Cause again, it's the not waiting on God to just drop something like manna out of heaven, but letting God, like, what did Jesus say? You give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day. You teach a man to fish, he'll eat for a lifetime. I think at some point, I'm gonna leave everybody with this controversial statement. At some point, you stop holding your parent's hand when you cross the street. If you're 15 years old, still holding your parent's hand when you cross the street, there's something wrong with you. Like, could it be possible then that God is teaching us certain things that we then take in control for ourselves, and we not running back going, God, I need you to give me a miracle on da-da-da-da. No, you got a plan in place. Because God, if you just give me that, I would just throw $1 million out there. $1 million ideas, you need $1 million, right? You go, you give me the $1 million, well, I got that million is spent and it's gone. But if you got a plan, he teaches you how to make the $1 million, well, okay, maybe if I was learning when you was giving me the first one, then cool, it's on me now. I can make a second, a third, and the only reason I stopped at 10 was because I was retired and I was done. You know what I mean? And it's not about money. That's the crazy part that's hard to, I think, make that transition, because it really ain't about that. But it's understanding that is there and that it's necessary, but it's there. Like, what's necessary, what's needed is available. And because of that, then God will give you a place to get it. But if you ain't even thinking towards it, you don't even know that it hits you when it does hit you. You'll just think somebody just being a blessing, this, that, and other. But if it's structured the right way, even the blessing that somebody gives you can turn into something even so much bigger. And if God gave you these really big plans and it's going to cost a lot, then people going to give you that. You know, and it even goes beyond money, too. I'm going to throw this out there. It even goes beyond money. This goes even into influence, like people that you may need to know. Like, you know, like people start coming across your path. But if you ain't got a plan in place, this might be the person who might, you know, invest in your business or your thing, or be able to put you on the stage that you need. And then they say, like, yo, so what you about? What you got going on? And you got 20 seconds to explain it, and you don't have a plan in place. You just go, well, I really just want to do such and such. They don't care about what you want to do. What you doing? Like, hey, what you doing? How do we know you doing it? Because there's a plan for you doing it. It's not haphazard and random. And you know, I hope y'all are hearing that, because it will take a lot of stresses and things off. As we're planning stuff out, I'll let y'all know right now, I'm feeling a little bit more confident even in doing this, you know, as we're putting plans together. You know, something that started as just me going live in the morning has now turned into, you know, something that needs a legitimate plan. And the more those plans get in place, the more confident I feel about it. So boost your confidence by getting a plan.
For sure. I was just gonna say, plans and structures boost confidence. It boosts boldness, because you're like, it gives you a sense like, okay, I belong here. I'm supposed to be here, and it lets your light shine and do what it's supposed to do. So, that's good stuff, man.
Yeah. So we got to get out of here. You got any final words and a benediction for the people? I know we talked about a lot here, and we're a little bit over, but I know we.
Are we over? Oh man, my bad.
I know, right? No. It was good. I was letting it go, so it's all good.
Hey, I hope something was said today to encourage you. I'm a big person on getting the plan. You know me. God has the plan for you. His plans will always do you good. His plans will always lead to success. It may take some time to get there. It may take patience. But if you stay with it, it will lead you to success. Like I always say, life is choice driven. You will live and die by the choices you choose to make. I got a hint for you: choose life. God, I pray for these people. Something was said today to affect their life, to make an immediate impact. Lord God, share plans, reveal plans. Holy Spirit, walk with them in the name of Jesus. Let it be the best week they ever experienced. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.
Hey, y'all, this has been another phenomenal show. Thank you, Doc, man. Thanks to Pastor Rich Holmes, and shout out to all the lock stars that stick with us. Y'all log on, y'all lock in every day, and y'all I guess are testimonies that living epistles, if we get churchy, that Zeke Live in the morning. If you lock in with Zeke Live in the morning, it's a great way to start your day. So please do me a favor. I'm gonna get real millennial on y'all. Do me a favor, smash that subscribe button, smash that like button over here. Like, I hate when people say that. Yeah, go ahead and check that out, man. Get us on right here on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram. It's a good time. Mama, we see you over there on Instagram. She popped in with us. She's on set right now. So shout out to all the Instagram people. We can't get them in the comments, but to everyone else that's over on this side, on Facebook and on YouTube, thank y'all for being with us. Don't forget, I want to thank also LAH Entertainment and Arts, because they have sponsored us for the month, and we'll have them at some point during this month. Pretty please, y'all join the challenge with Rhonda on the Rocks. Please join that challenge. It's a good one. We getting healthy this month because we believe in that, and that's what we're doing this month. So Rhonda on the Run with Rhonda on the Rocks, we're supporting that. And don't forget this weekend, the art conference. Oh snap, I don't have the flyer on here. Oh god. Okay, we'll get that flyer up tomorrow. The ARC conference, we had Dr. Robert Marshall on yesterday, so don't forget that, because that was an incredible conversation. And please go back into the archives on YouTube. All of this stuff is on YouTube. Go there, right there on YouTube, and you can look at any episode that we've had in its full entirety. We're working on getting some producers to help us to be able to take this stuff and get it in the clips and shorts and reels and all of that. But in the meantime, you can go to YouTube, and right now on Zeke Lock on YouTube, you can find all of these episodes. Well, as always, I love y'all. This has been another incredible day, and like I say all the time, it's a great way to start your day. But I hope that you have left this show today encouraged, maybe a little bit energized to get up and do something. What has God put inside of you, and what are you going to do to protect your mental health, even when it comes to your physical health, your financial health? Like, are you getting a plan together? I hope somebody leaves this not just saying I feel good, but they leave with at least the thought to get a plan and do what you've been called to do. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. We out of here. Deuces. Peace.